The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
Turn my sound up a little bit. Hello. Welcome to the Real BBC, everybody. Right on time. Woo!
Woo! We're not late and gay at all.
You know what happened? I'm going to tell you what happened. We started talking about Avatar, and we're like, are we taking crazy pills? Why does everybody like this movie? And, I think we have a theory. You're all on drugs. And that's okay. If you want to be on drugs, that's cool. Hallucinogens will probably make the movie pretty good. But I didn't like it very much. We'll talk about it. Rings of Power is coping again. You know, it's funny, MauLer. We were on a live stream just a day ago. We were. And we were praising the Two Towers because it was 20 years since it came out.
Beautiful movie.
Great movie. But within that live stream, we mentioned, it's weird that Amazon post the show ending, the Rings of Power, didn't come out boasting about any numbers. They're in their quarterly meeting. They mentioned it like once briefly. And then 2 days later, we get an article and they're boasting that they got a bunch of Amazon Prime subscribers right around the holidays. And they attributed it to Rings of Power. Weird. So weird. What a coincidence.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about it because they admit failure within the damn headline. So it's pretty funny. And I guess we could talk about more Cavill and Gunn and how that's shaping up. It was just dumb mistake. If you were going to recast them, I'd at least waited till next year to say something. I like just coming out and saying it was they
might be a band-aid approach, but he seems to be aware that he's going to be dealing with a tidal wave, and I'm almost to the point that if I was his PR guy, I'd be like, you might want to stop talking because it's not helping.
He already attacked the fans. It's like, what are you doing,
dude? This isn't fandom. This is the DC fandom. They
are, well, especially the Snyder portion of it, right? They are zealous to the point
they're
where, like,
very vocal.
Do you see what happened with Ray Fisher? Do you see his tweet?
Yes.
That I saw the people who usually support him were like, bro, not right now, not this. You're missing. Stop.
Should I pull it up? I have it right here.
Oof.
It's not going well. I think he just thought he could treat this like Marvel and like any other job, and it's like no. This is DC fandom. There is a certain way you talk to them. There's a certain way you deal with them. Because they love they're more passionate than Marvel fans. Just flat out, they are.
And he's trying to farm like hatred in proximity to Joss Whedon, like using Joss Whedon as a weapon to take down other people, right? So for people who don't know the context, he's ripping in to James Gunn for deleting. So essentially, like, pulling back on statements of apology and stuff. He's like, wow, cowardly, bad. And then James Gunn was just like, no, they auto delete.
Yeah. He's like, all my tweets are automatically deleted every few months, right? It has nothing to do with my tweets to you.
And of course, James Gunn is going to do that after, like making some, like, not good tweets, but like, dude, back in 2012, Twitter was a different place. Okay. Not justify, like, the jokes he made weren't jokes I would make.
No.
It's a free country, and like there are jokes, and I think they'll be proven to be jokes, weird jokes. But
they're weird jokes, but
weird fucking jokes.
Very weird. And yeah, he's obviously set it to do what it's doing to avoid accidentally walking into that again. Because I'm sure he's got the logic of you never know what will become almost like socially illegal in the time to come.
You don't, and I think it's smart. Yellow flag. I didn't even know this is a thing. I'm like, oh, I'll do it. I mean, like, I'm sure people are just combing through my tweets from 2008 where I'm yelling at Gail Simone. That's about it. I'm like, put out your damn books.
I just think it's funny that because of those tweets, there's like a portion of the Snyderverse people being like, no wonder he wants to hire like young Superman. He likes little boys. Like all this stuff.
Oh, they'll go to 11 straight away. Yeah.
Like,
yes,
what?
They will. Yes, they will.
Damn.
It's really popular to shit on James Gunn right now. I don't know if you've seen. There's a lot of viral tweets about how he's never written anything that good. How he's inferior. How he doesn't deserve his position. I'm just sitting here like, why do we have to go to the extreme every time? Like, yeah, his decisions are great in different ways, but like, you don't need to shit on the entire man's career.
Like he's one of the few people who has done something good that has been in charge of DC. Let's just be real, okay? The people in charge of DC over the last 10 years. Reminder. Warner Brothers was the #1 studio in Hollywood not that long ago. They had Nolan, Batman, and Harry Potter running at the same fucking time. They ruled the school. And now they're billions in debt. To tell you how, well, full of shit Hollywood is and how things can change quickly. I mean, Disney is on that decline now. Disney is on that decline right now.
Thank God.
Well, it's funny because like James Gunn was the last like writer they had working for Marvel, and he's done after Guardians 3. He's out. He's out. So it's just funny to me because it's like, oh, we hate him now. And it's like, guys, go on, go on. Guardians is the only hope we have for a movie we'll enjoy in the MCU at this point.
What will hurt James Gunn is if he doesn't get rid of everybody. If it's not a clean, like all of a sudden, like his stuff stays. Yeah,
lots of criticism coming out about him and how much he's pushing his wife into different roles in the MCU movies. DCU movies. When she popped up in Black Adam, I legit was like, what the fuck?
Wait, who's his wife?
Is she doing here? Yeah, Jennifer Holland, I think is her name.
Yeah, she's in Peacemaker, right?
So like a lot of people are saying like if you're gonna axe all of these like legacy actors but keep your wife, that just seems really, really biased. But I mean, he can do whatever he wants, I guess. It's just that you invite that kind of criticism at that point. Obviously, people are going to point it out. Same for like keeping Peacemaker, right? And it's like, oh, you keep your own creation, but you're not going to keep any of the things the fans want to keep. There's a lot of discussions happening. He is not everyone's favorite guy right now.
No, and he started out kind of like in such a good space. Like just a couple of months ago, it was kind of all good. Henry Cavill was there. James Gunn is coming in. People were pretty happy. I would have to say that's the happiest I've seen. Like the Snyder fans weren't happy, but they were at least like, okay, Cavill's here. Like Cavill's coming back. All right, we got that at least. That's something. And they fucked it up like immediately. Like I think it's just in the DNA of the company. Because this does go back a long way, a long way. I mean, we can go all the way back when they had the original Superman, and they were fucking like the original Superman got messed up. That was the producers of the movie, but still, like, we didn't get a Donner cut in theaters. We got the Richard Lester version in theaters, and then like many years later, we see the Donner cut, and we're like, oh my God, that would have been a massive hit. It would have just been a massive, huge hit. And yeah, hubris. Yep.
Forever baffled by these decisions by these multi-million-dollar companies. Like
I think that it's this weird thing where they're always obsessed with like getting the new generation. So they're always like, okay, now we got to move on and we got to like, get younger Superman now and younger everybody, like the young. Like, it's just like, can we like, young people can look up to people. Like, you don't have to keep recasting so you can introduce them to these new characters, like the same characters, but like the younger version. And that's what like James Gunn says he wants to do now too. He's like, I'm going to do the younger version. And it's just like, but you have an established, amazing looking Superman. Why would you want to get rid of him? It makes no sense to me. Everybody loves the dude. Everyone, even like the Snyder Cut people, like the people who didn't like the Snyder Cut, love Henry Cavill. Like me, I didn't like Snyder Cut.
And you have like Joker surprised everybody in terms of how much money it made. Top Gun Maverick surprised certainly the people in Hollywood and stuff, because when they originally going to release it digitally, and Tom Cruise was like, no, theaters. And I guess what I'm getting at is, like, a lot of the time they don't even have any chance of understanding what stuff is going to work. They always seem surprised. The sure bet stuff is what they look at as like Wakanda Forever. They're like, oh, that'll make $1 billion. And then it's like, will it? And then they're like, uh-oh. And yeah, being off by a couple $100 million ain't. It's like, uh-oh. How is that doing, by the way? Is it 800 million yet?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Kind of stopped dead. And Avatar is going to stop it dead, and we'll see how much legs Avatar has. I haven't checked. I don't really care.
Well, as everyone has said, no way Avatar 2 reaches the place it needs to be at. No way that's happening.
No, because it doesn't have the word of mouth that it had before. There's enough people going, it's too long. It's kind of boring. Like, even the people who liked it are like, it wasn't great. You know, it had a decent story, but cringe dialogue. There was way more goodwill around it last time, but it's, you know, like I said,
it's also long.
It's really freaking long.
And that's coming from me.
Yeah.
You know what I would say though? Instead of saying the film is long, I'd say the second act is long. That's how I feel about it. It's not even, because the third act went pretty quick for me, but the second one, man, that was a stretch.
Like when they're learning how to swim and shit.
I was in the theater, and I looked at my wife, and I'm like, it just keeps going. And she's like, I know. Like
an Energizer bunny.
It's not stopping.
It's not stopping. I love the
plenty of points where it could have, you know.
That is, they keep getting bigger. That the current cut for Avatar 3 is 9 hours or whatever. It's just funny. Like,
Gary's like, stop the ride. I want to get off.
Do it, James. Do it, you coward. Release the 9-hour cut to theaters.
I'm not even going to the next one. Like, I went to this one, and it was right in that point where I won't review it. Right? It's like, whatever. It's fine, pretty, and what I mean. The more I think about it, maybe I could, but it wasn't like Thor: Love and Thunder. It's got to be like, if it's just going to be me going, it's okay, it's fine, whatever. That's a boring fucking review to me. So I just did it on Friday Night Tights. I'm not going to like waste the time on a video on it.
We had the same thing with EFAP. I said I'm not going to have enough to say. It'll only last about half an hour or so.
Yeah, because I mean, it's pretty and it's dumb. It's like really, 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 really dumb. The story is like it's
so basic.
Cameron at his worst, and he's not like,
yeah, I think so.
You know, he's a good basic storyteller, right? When it comes, but he does repeat his long stuff. And let's not forget that he was sued by Harlan Ellison.
Oh yeah, Terminator, right?
For Terminator. So, and listen, he's a great filmmaker, technical filmmaker. Probably he's up there with not quite to George Lucas, because George Lucas innovated more stuff, but like he's up there, like as far as technical filmmakers moving the industry forward, like legend, total fucking legend.
Yeah.
But I just don't like these.
But like that, like, because you said that, Gary, like that's kind of why I was like, okay, so 12 years. And this is what we get from you. Like, it was just so basic. I was like, oh my God. Like, yes, the visuals are fantastic. It's a feast for the eyes. But like the story was just so bad, man. There's so many errors and continuity issues and just plot holes and random characters that are just put there to drive the plot forward. There's just so much problems with it that I was like, this is 12 years in the making, and this is what you came up with?
The actress who played the general, do you guys see that she said the whole she didn't even know if the film had come out yet? She thought it flopped. She's like, because it's been so long since they filmed that she's just like, did it come out?
Really?
I don't know. Yeah.
No, I didn't see that. That's
I wonder
funny.
when she filmed her scenes.
That's the thing, right? Like, there's such a 13 years in total, right? It's just like, that's insane.
Well, that's what, like, there's kids in this too.
Yeah.
So there's a kid in this. Did they have to reshoot all his scenes, or did they shoot him later? What if they needed pickups and he had aged 5 years?
CGI, my friend.
CG, yeah.
Well, I've heard people are telling me that the third one is already shot, so it's only going to be like 2 years this time.
And he shot like I think 2 and 3 at least. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. Back to back.
Right.
I saw a commercial 2 years ago where he's filming. It was a commercial, and it's him filming, and it was him following 2 people in mocap suits around green boxes. And I'm like,
I heard he flipped people off. Do you guys know why he got mad?
yeah. Okay, Ryan did a video on it. He broke it down pretty good, or he broke it down in a tweet. So yes, he flipped people off, but they were just autograph hunters, so they're not like Avatar fans. They're just looking to get him to sign shit and flip it.
Yeah, I saw the video and I was like, "There's probably context for this."
Yep.
I still don't think he should be flipping people off because
No,
this
It's
will
not the
happen.
greatest look. No.
Yeah.
It's not now. But like
No, not now.
Not now.
not with the, well, I mean, yeah, well, I can't I flip people off all the time.
No, of course, but it's just
Yeah,
a
but you're not a
pragmatic
huge
thing.
star, Gary.
Right,
You're
okay.
a fucking multi-million-dollar movie.
He's
in
a
the
huge
theater.
star to me.
Okay, shit. I just do it behind like my tinted windows, so hopefully nobody can see it.
I was going to say, like,
motherfucker.
He
there are plenty of
wants
reasons.
me.
There are plenty of reasons for someone to do it. It's just that if you do it, you're gonna have to reap the consequences. That there's someone out there who's like, "I want to go see Avatar." Wow, he's flipping off fans of Avatar. You know what? I'm not gonna see it.
I love that. Well, it's okay. It's somebody actually did die, so it's not. But that I was waiting for the article to say vaccinated person dies watching Avatar.
Oh, no.
Oh yeah, someone died watching the first one, right? And so
Wait, what?
Why?
well, I don't know.
He probably had a heart attack in the theater, and it had nothing to do with it. But you ever see Scrooged? Has anybody ever seen Scrooged?
Yeah.
So so they do the ad that's like World War III in the beginning.
Yeah.
And it kills an old lady.
The old
And
lady.
Bill
Yeah.
Murray's like, you can't buy press like this. This is great. I want this everywhere. And they did it again. They're like, it was making the. I don't know if it's from the last movie or not, but they. Do
you think Cameron paid off someone to like fake a heart attack and then just go into hiding for the rest of their existence?
So frightening. You could have a heart attack in the theater.
I remember that's what happened with Twilight, but that was legit. Like, it wasn't a heart attack. People were having like seizures because of that birth scene. So they were like,
I was asleep.
What?
I was sound asleep when that happened.
Oh.
I mean, it was weird when I was reading the headlines.
Last 3/4 of the movie.
You just like
is
fell
Gary's
asleep
nap
in the
time.
theater.
Fucking
funny.
knocked out. I was tired.
That's
I
funny.
feel bad you were dragged to that movie, Gary.
I know. That's crazy that you actually went. You're a good husband.
Yeah.
Oh.
I try.
Aw.
Mrs. Nerdrotic won't always agree with you, but I try.
Was she mad that you fell asleep though?
Nah, not by the third one. Maybe by the first one.
You didn't even
think
pay
she was more-
attention.
She was more mad that I made her go to Avatar.
Oh, she's not into Avatar?
No.
No.
No. I think like we talked about. I don't think it's talked. Maybe it's just me. Yeah, I said joystick the other day. So what? when I meant to say controller, I said joystick.
Hey, that's just
That
Gary
was
being
cute.
in character. Okay, I
Aw,
respect it.
Boomer.
Dude, I'm old. I love it. A joystick is like gamers are making fun of that. It's like, what do you think we fucking used when we or you were born?
That was my
You're
first
sucking on your mama's
experience.
That's what we've devolved into. You're old. Yeah, well, you're young.
You're young. I'm gonna die sooner than you, but I know more.
At least for now.
Now until I'm dead. No, I think aesthetically, like of course the ocean and the aliens and the fauna is nice, but I think the Na'vi, I just don't think they're a aesthetically pleasing looking alien. I think they just kind of look gobbledygooky, average and not extraordinary, not cool. It's not a good design. I've never thought it was a good design. The blue
They're
cat
weird.
people, too skinny, too tall, And it's supposed to be alien. Yeah, but like you're making a film. It's supposed to be aesthetically pleasing as well. And the action figures never sold. It never had a cultural footprint outside of being the biggest movie of all time and never talked about again. And a bunch of people like
one of its biggest cultural footprints is the fact that it's not a cultural footprint at all. Like that's one of the things that people end up saying about it all the time. I don't know how many times I've heard people comment on that. It's like, yeah, it's true. Because a lot of people are like, clearly it did have a footprint. If you're talking about it, it's like, no, we're talking about how it doesn't. That doesn't really count. At least I don't think so anyway.
No, it does. It has to. So, I mean, and I just think it's the spectacle, which is fine. That's a fine reason to like a movie, but that's where it falls to 5 out of 10 for me. It's just like, I'll never watch it again. There is no desire to watch them like that. And I am a massive sci-fi fantasy fan who can find enjoyment in a lot of shit. And, but as MauLer and I were speaking before the show, I did think it was fucking preachy. I thought it was totally fucking preachy. Absolutely woke movie.
I've told people before, like, about this with sci-fi. I'm fine with criticisms of humanity as a sort of, let's say, faction. But I really don't like it when they go heavy on the just like we're almost irredeemable. Yeah, like it annoys me. I'm just like, oh come on! I was like, you're telling me Earth is dying, and you couldn't construct a meaningful motivation for the humans in this film. Like you throw that line in so casually. I was like, Earth is dying. What does that mean? And like they want to make it so that there's no greenery left on Earth. Humans have turned it into a metallic wasteland, and you're just like, okay, but. You're so boring. Like, nature is good, technology bad, humans ruined Earth, they're going to ruin Pandora next. Like, it's as simple as that. There's nothing more to it. I was hoping that Quaritch might be the personification of how, like, hey, this universe is for all of us, and humans don't deserve to just go out. We have a place here too, and Pandora is no more yours just because you were born here than ours because it's a part of the universe. Like you can have that argument, especially they discovering immortality. That feels like an ethical question instead of just saying, you know what, the whales are good, humans are bad. They have that one character. Did you guys love him? He's like, they're more intelligent than us. Just saying. It's like, okay, so why are you here? Why is this your job, drilling into whale brains, Mister Have a Conscience?
Yeah, it also doesn't make any sense though. It's like, how did they discover this? Like, it's just like all of a sudden they're whaling and then they're like, sucking out the juice from the inside of the fucking like what? Like how? How did you even fucking figure that out? But also,
that didn't come up in the first movie at all, and they've
nothing at
forgotten unobtainium. That's not a thing anymore.
Unobtainium is gone. Unobtainium is no longer like it's not even an issue. And then the thing that I was thinking about was like that was such a throwaway line, MauLer. Like the Earth is gone, or like whatever. And I was just like, what? Okay, can you expand on that like a little bit? Because I would like to know why the Earth is gone or whatever. And
in 6 hours, they couldn't expand on it, but man, they needed to show that kid swimming with the whale.
We could see them reefs,
Yeah, and then I'm like, okay, so you have this technologically advanced species, the humans, who are spacefaring, who are incredibly technologically advanced to a point where they're cloning alien bodies and like putting human dead consciousness and memories into these alien bodies and making them like the new humans. But you don't have terraforming technology, so you can like terraform somewhere else and do that instead of taking over this moon where there's native life or whatever. It's just because, like MauLer said, like humans are bad and they're just gonna destroy. They're just gonna colonize. Like that's their thing, and it just makes no sense. I'm like the motivation like makes no sense for a technologically advanced species like that. You wouldn't do that. I don't think.
Oh, I believe that they would do that. It's really hard to find a planet the same size with ozone, water.
That's what terraforming is, X-Ray Girl. When there's nothing, you terraform. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like you make something out of nothing. Like you can terraform a dead moon or rock or planet and make it into a
He hasn't seen Star Trek 2 yet, so
she doesn't understand what terraforming is.
We don't want to ruin anything for her because I've already ruined the end of Star Trek 2 for X-Ray Girl.
I actually think a problem. I try to be kind to your average sci-fi, but it always frustrates me when you like establish we've cracked interstellar travel, but we don't have weapons enough to beat the natives of a planet that have like spears, bows, and arrows and stuff. That's already tough for me. But Yeah, also like the technological tree, so to speak. It's like when you unlock interstellar travel, that reflects basically everything.
Yeah.
And you're telling me
Exactly.
like that humans kind of just they're not so great. They're okay. We got that part down. But yeah, this film absolutely lost me in the first like 5 minutes when humanity lands and they annihilate an enormous portion of Pandora. And then you're supposed to tell me like, oh gosh, but they just got to wipe out that Jake and his little team. Got to get somehow we got to get there. It was like just land in their general area and you got them.
Just send a couple bombs like from the above and you're fine. Like it's over.
It's better just you land and hey, I think we got him. Well, that was easy.
It's like, how do we know? It's like, well, we just wiped out several kilometers. I think we got him.
Oh my god!
I can't take the war seriously. I never can. First one, it was bad. This one, I think it was worse.
I laughed at that scene, MauLer, because it was so over the top.
It was hilarious. It's like, look at the horror of humans, and I was like, what the hell are the humans doing? Why does their landing gear require nuking the whole planet?
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Like Jesus Christ.
And if it wasn't landing gear, if it was something else, just like I don't really care. Whatever it is, use it. Why aren't you using it?
Ay, 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 ay. Hi, MauLer, say hi.
Hello.
Nina, say hi.
Hi.
Say hi, X-Ray girl.
Hi.
There's your intros.
We did.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas. Sorry, I couldn't get festive. I wanted to get festive before the show, but it's early for me.
It's okay. It's
There's
too
a
early.
Batman symbol in the top left. That's good enough.
That's good enough. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
fine.
Christmassy.
Yeah.
Yes.
I still have because I don't want to have my Christmas tree for the videos, so I don't date the videos. You know what I mean? But my Christmas tree's over there. But you have
Batman Returns. That's kind of Christmassy, right? There's snow in it.
yeah.
It's kind of
No, I think I think Batman Returns is a Christmas movie. I watch it every Christmas.
There you go.
Definitely. I just watched The Long Kiss Goodnight for the first time, and
That's a
that
cool
was
movie.
pretty good. Yeah, it was very
long
entertaining.
kissing, huh?
Yeah.
Long. There you go.
The long kiss.
Jorgen Jorgensen is here. EJ is here. Trevor Carlson is here. Leon S. Kennedy is here. Misha is here. Sector 3600. Ken Elliott. Hunter Davrock. Blank. Face. Hose A. Contra Raz. CSK. Donald McNamara. Andrea with the bangs. You have bangs. That's good. Michelle. Hello, Michelle. Rob, what's up? Welcome, everybody. Hail, hail. This is a real BBC. Az
Hi.
is on vacation. He went to go see his family and have a little Christmas cheer. They're doing their Christmas a week early due to scheduling and stuff. So he's having a good old time. Probably listening. We should, maybe he's with his little nephew, so I shouldn't drop as many F-bombs. Sorry.
Hi, Az.
Hi, Az.
Hi, Az. We love you. Miss you.
Yeah, but it'll be on his channel for the next 2 weeks. So at the regular time at 12. But we're starting earlier because I'm releasing a video after this that I've been working on.
Can you tell us what it's about?
Yeah, it's Rings of Power. It's called Rings of Power: The Making of a Disaster.
Ooh.
So it's mixing in their behind the scenes with some of I collated as much as I forgot one thing, but it's too late to put it in now. It's I can put it in the next video, but it's I've talked to some people. I can't name them, of course. Sorry. What's up, Yellow Flash? But I just give you some context of what happened behind the scenes. Some of the stuff is already out there. It's been out there, and it's just kind of collating it into one thing because it might have been forgotten because it was from an article 4 years ago. And then I insert some stuff you might not know.
Ooh.
But yeah, it wasn't Jennifer Lawrence. Jennifer Lawrence did not. It would have been worse if it was Jennifer Lawrence. I was looking at the chat. What's up? Yeah, Yellow Flash does the same thing James Gunn does. I watched your video, Yellow Flash. So he has his tweets after a certain amount of time just automatically deleted. I think it's probably a good idea.
I don't even know how you do that. Like, do you go manually do it,
There's
or
probably something you can get.
oh, okay?
That would be.
I've never done that before.
I'm still. I'm on Twitter now more than I ever have been. But
yeah, me too.
when Elon goes, I'll probably. It's called Tweet Delete.
Tweet
It's
delete.
Yellow Flash. Yeah, it's called Tweet Delete. Hail Yellow Flash, by the way.
Thanks, Yellow Flash. Hi. Gonna have to
So,
get in.
Yeah,
get
that video is coming out today. It's 25 minutes long. It's the one I promised 2 videos ago where I said I'll give you some behind the scenes on what happened and like where it started out and like how it got so woke. And there is a answer. What happened to Tom Shippey? The thing I forgot to mention, but you guys know it, is Peter Jackson got ghosted. All right, y'all know Peter Jackson got ghosted.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
you-
yeah. He said he was interested in being sent the scripts, right?
Yep.
But you don't know what happened like before. So
Ooh, no, we don't.
Before time.
in the before times. So,
This is the story.
but yeah, there's like some stuff I heard. I went off of what 3 people told me, and then and some of it's out there in articles, some of it isn't. I'm honestly not sure what is or isn't because I haven't read everything. But take a look at it. It should be pretty good. Garrett did a great job on it, I thought.
Aw.
We go after a little bit the Tolkien estate. So
Just a little bit.
yeah, they're at fault here too. They are.
Well, they should have never sold.
Well, yeah.
Just saying.
There's that. But there is a Rings of Power article that I only talk about the headline in the video. We can go over it. Yeah. And we can talk about Avatar some more.
There's
Last time I talk about it because I just don't care.
You just don't care.
It
There
is
was
hard
a
to get.
really good video. Speaking of videos, there was a really good video featuring you by Brett Cooper about
Oh,
the
yeah.
MCU. I like that. That was great. That was great. Gave you a
was really
nice
cool.
shout out.
That was
Cool.
really cool.
Yeah, I like
Getting
it.
the MCU out there. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah. You
Hey,
totally coined it.
helped along by Grace Randall.
No. Echo chamber. I know that's what we are. Big old echo chamber. Az liked the movie. Ryan liked the movie. Jeremy liked the movie. Of course, we parted ways. We're never going to speak to each other ever again.
Of course.
Jeremy stepping down.
Why do you think Az isn't here? We banned him.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was we banned him because Avatar. The truth is out. The truth is out.
Yeah, because the 3 of us didn't like it too much. So we were
Jeremy's
like, you know
stepping
what?
down at Geeks and Gamers. He lost the poll. I think he lost his
He
losing
did.
poll still, yeah.
He did. He did lose.
So what I was going to do is I know Drunk 3PO and I were kind of duking it out to take over, but it's totally going to be me. And then I'm going to put X-Ray Girl in charge and walk away.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Wow.
She's our Kathleen Kennedy. That's fantastic.
Well, I mean, with all the nerd stuff, it'll all be like a whole new world to her. So all the stuff will be like, ooh, Star Wars. I've never seen that. What's that?
Yeah.
No, I refuse to watch the 8th and 9th movie. It's too late. I didn't
I've
like
never
7.
watched the 9th one either. X-Ray Girl. You don't have to bother with that. Those aren't real Star Wars.
It was the funniest one. Why would
The 9th one?
It was.
Okay, maybe I'll just watch the 9th one. I just won't watch the 8th one. I can hear people cringing.
No.
If you get a chance, though, the poll that Jeremy put up is pretty amusing Twitter thread. There's some pretty freaking solid memes in there. But
That's
my
great.
favorite meme, hang on, I'll get you my favorite meme. I was pissing myself last night looking at this one. Hang on just a second, because it's funny. Build it
I
up.
think I know what you're
You
talking
know what I'm
about.
talking about. I was laughing my ass off when I saw this meme. I was like, oh, this is like pure gold.
I'm pretty sure I know what you're talking about. And it was great. It was a fantastic meme.
that does look like some kind of stock photo. Like it looks so deliberate.
Uh-huh. Oh, Az.
It's so good.
Beautiful. Well done. Gave me a good chuckle at the end of the evening.
Good job, memers.
So, okay, Avatar. Is it underperforming? I think it is here, right? But I think everybody's expecting it to have the same legs it did have last time, which it could. I honestly don't care if it makes $5 billion. I do not recognize Avatar, the first one, as the highest grossing film of all time, by the way, because that's still Gone with the Wind. Like, not adjusting for inflation is retarded. It really is. Like,
It's unfair, isn't it?
It is unfair.
Yeah. It's absolutely effing retarded. So Avatar is not the highest grossing movie in the year. And it's totally, I'll use Ryan's same formula that there's fewer people going. The tickets are way more expensive than they were in 2009. The only thing that might even it out is the length of the film. It underperformed in China, but legit, there's a lot of lockdowns in China. They are.
It's true.
Because it's a fucking authoritarian communist dictatorship. That's why. And and they don't even get to keep all the money. They get like 40%. They get 40%
really
of the money if they get that. Yeah. Chinese government gets they get 60%.
It's got a pretty impossible task in terms of what they probably want from James Cameron for it to make, but if I mean, it's doing, from what I've heard, right, it's still by normal movie standards and stuff, it's doing pretty great. It's just that there's a lot resting on this one. It's
behind Marvel films, but it's not going to have the drop Marvel films. I don't think so. Maybe it does. Like, we're all hesitant to bet against James Cameron, rightly so, because 2 times in a row he proved everybody wrong. If you Titanic, long time ago, everybody thought it was going to be a flop. It was at the time the most expensive movie ever made, and it they were worried it was going to bankrupt the studio.
I think it was a Red Letter Media video that was made back then that they went over how the marketing changed for it from being disaster movie where the ship sinks to romantic movie, a tragic love story at the edge of the universe in the water. Basically, they realized what they should bank on. And, the Jack and Rose relationship, wasn't that not even necessarily the part that he was most invested in? He wanted to crash the ship and do all that crazy shit, but that was the relationship that managed to appeal it to he got mainstream access hardcore with Titanic. Yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio. Girls.
I was such a fangirl.
Yeah.
I was 13 when that movie came out, and I had a shrine to Leonardo DiCaprio at my house. It was wild. And then I saw Titanic 3 times in the theater.
I don't know how. There was
Titanic
was very unique. Avatar still to this day makes no sense to me why that was successful. As somebody who's
it's the visuals, Gary.
But
is that enough, Nina? Is that enough?
It's an anomaly, and that's what it'll just have to be. Everything I have observed in all my years of nerddom, I have never observed anything because Titanic, there were groups of women going back to watch it 20 times in a row. It was insane. I absolutely understand why that made a bunch of money. I never saw groups of anybody in their 20s and going back to see Avatar. I saw I was in LA at the time, so I did see LA really loved it and millennials really loved it. They talked about it, but then they stopped talking about it, and it was just done.
Well, see, the women went for Leonardo DiCaprio. The men, they would have gone for Jennifer Lawrence, one of her breakout roles. I think it was that one, right?
Yeah,
she played the Titanic.
She
she paved the way.
And what a performance it was.
I think she was the iceberg.
I thought she would have been yes.
When she made that noise when she hit the iceberg and it sounded like a ship hitting an iceberg, it was
incredible.
That's acting. That's what acting is.
Jennifer Lawrence can do that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
MauLer says something funny a lot. You got to just MauLer's. He's Wales. He's British.
He's Wales.
He's Wales. I was like, is he an Avatar
whale?
Is he gonna make me immortal if I suck out his juice?
Okay.
Nina,
I said it.
What did you just say?
She just said, would it make her immortal if she sucked out MauLer's juices?
Oh my god.
Well, he said he's.
MauLer says yes.
Hashtag me too. Me too.
Actually, it would.
The new.
That's what I tell all the girls.
Oh my god. I
Oh my god.
Oh, Nina.
Oh dear.
Oh my.
Oh, see what happens when Az has got like
Nina has to pick up the slack.
Yeah. at least she's not like taking Dr. Balls and spraying it all over her face.
What the-
Az.
Yet?
Yeah,
We'll
that's not
see.
happening.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's what Az does when I leave.
Yep.
Hey, Mikey Gussel. I haven't heard from Mikey. I've been really curious to hear from our boy Mikey. It's been a rough couple weeks. But he wants to talk about Avatar. Oh no, yeah. I love Mikey, by the way. Dude, I'm pissed that Henry Cavill's gone. I'm pissed. I think they could have made it work.
I'm pissed.
Here's my make a 5-year plan, not a 10-year plan, because you haven't made a good movie. Like what I mean by good, like everybody loves it movie. Just do one of those where you make you can never make everybody 75% of your audience happy. That's what you want. That's your sweet spot.
There's a lot of like you can call it intuitive analysis on like how you can't keep Henry and make a reset. It'll confuse everyone. And I'm just sitting here kind of like, I don't know, man. If they just made a new good Superman with him, how long would it take for everybody to sort of just be like, this is the new continuity, fuck it, whatever. I understand. I'm following. This is the new thing.
The one thing I'm not sure about on James Gunn anymore is if he can keep his, you know what? Because being a good creative is sometimes keeping your personal biases down to create a good story. Good storytellers can do that all the time. I don't know if he can do that. So that's why I think we're going to get this very modern. I think Superman will look a lot more like the Superman from the CW Superman than it will from. It won't look like a man. He won't be a man. There's this because they just hate masculinity so much in Hollywood. That's probably why Henry Cavill's not getting any fucking roles right now.
Didn't Jeremy say that was a great Superman? I haven't seen it.
It's a good Superman show, but it's not for the films.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Okay.
not for the fucking movies. The movies you need like Superman, not Superboy. That was my like.
I'm begging for them to not deconstruct Superman for once, please.
That was my problem with Spider-Man. I'm just tired of like them starting with the younger. I want to see Spider-Man.
Yep,
that's what he's been most of the time in comic books. Is Spider-Man.
From what he said, he's not doing an origin.
32-year-old man.
They said they're not doing an origin, so it's not impossible. But
it'll be like Batman, the Batman. So he'll be in like a year 2. It's not an origin, but he's still young,
learning the ropes.
We had this show called Smallville where he was young for a decade.
Look, as long as he doesn't struggle to learn that he needs to protect the innocent, all right. As long as that comes packaged in, that would be nice.
That needs to come packaged in. Okay. But Mikey at 2 parts for $30 says, saw Avatar 2 Sunday morning with a packed crowd in IMAX 3D, and I loved it. I was engaged the whole time. Didn't feel like 3 hours. Love the character, world building effects. I love this way more than No Way Home. Clarification, Cameron did not call masculinity toxic. He was taken out of context, and Avatar 2 needs 800 million to break even, not 2 billion, which will make it on repeat viewing and the holiday weekend. Yeah, I mean, like, I have no idea. Like, it needing 800 million to break even is insane. That's fucking insane. So
it's funny as well because I'm still sitting here like, is that enough to break even?
If it
for
makes
something
1.2,
like
they lose their ass, Mikey. They lose their ass.
But like being in forms of production for 13 years, this thing must have cost a shit ton, right? Like,
yeah,
in many ways more than just money. Like, it's opportunity costs and time as well. This thing, it needs to do exceedingly well.
Yeah, and that's cool that you like it. I did not enjoy it more than No Way Home. I've seen No Way Home again 4 times, and I won't ever watch Avatar again. Ever watch Avatar.
I hope I don't have to watch either Avatar again, to be honest with you.
No,
MauLer, you're not gonna EFAP it?
No, I said, like, I don't have enough to say. I don't know what I would say about Act 2. I got so bored out of my mind watching it. And then Act 3, I've got shit tons to say. And then Act 1, I can barely remember what happened at this point. It's just like they invaded and then they were like, we gotta leave our tribe so that they're not in danger. We'll just go hang out with this other one. It's like, dude.
And Avatar 2 being like at best the 5 out of 10 movie that I think it is, has no competition. Like
No, nothing.
And I didn't see it in a packed theater. I mean, you probably did. I heard there was packed theaters, but like I went 3:00 at our IMAX. There was 10 people in there.
I saw it.
Maybe it's the region. Maybe it's, maybe San Antonio's just a little more kickback or based or whatever. I don't know. Or busy. Can't tell you. What's up, Ryan?
Ryan Kinnell's in the chat. Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna simp for Cameron. No, I'm just
He's
kidding.
simping.
Hey, I can take that job. I adore Aliens and T2. Okay, it's just that they were a while ago at this point. That's
I
all.
love James Cameron. I fucking love James Cameron. I like the toxic masculinity thing. I didn't even talk about it because, quite frankly, I know what the score is in Hollywood right now. So like certain people need to say certain things so they don't get removed from power, and that's no different from James Cameron. I know exactly how he is on the set. There's been this goes back to Terminator. The guy's been a dick on the set because he's an auteur. He's a perfectionist. He's a perfectionist. Yeah. He's like what we need in Hollywood.
I mean, like there was like a whole bunch of headlines that kind of painted him to be like a toxic man and blah, blah, blah. And there was a couple one that was questionable, like putting the pregnant woman, and being like, yeah, this is
stupid.
That was weird.
It was really fucking dumb. But at the same time, it wasn't like so in your face in the movie, like in the context of what was happening. You were like, okay, like it went by for me. Like I was like, okay, whatever. Like it wasn't like this big thing that they like the media tried to make it sound like, and I was like, okay, this is
he made it sound like
he
brought it up. Okay, so like that's on him.
But it just it was nothing.
Needs to make more than 800. The estimated budget is closer to 400 million, even 460 million on the high side, and that's before marketing. All right, so that's before marketing. So yeah, it needs to make $1 billion, like minimum $1 billion. It's probably more than that, right, Ryan? But
it has to be, yeah. It's not even just about breaking even and stuff. They need this to be invested in an Avatar 3, 4, 5, whatever. Like they need this thing to be really profitable.
I have a question because we said the third one's already kind of shot or whatever. So I'm guessing the budget for that is sorted out. But I've heard that he wants to do like 7. Is that happening? Like, is that really going to happen?
I guess it's dependent on the success of 2 and 3. 3's guaranteed. I assume 4 will be dependent on the performance of 2 and 3. Something like that. I don't know. Like I said,
movie out in a reasonable time, and he's getting old. So
you need to, yeah. And a franchise like Star Wars, for example, I can see them investing heavily, and even that they start to shake as they go along. Like, oh, should we do this? We saw that with like Solo TLJ and stuff.
The financial environment in Hollywood right now is bad.
Like, that's what I'm like, dude.
Fucking bad. Like, I would bring it up with like Aftershock Comics just announced bankruptcy, and more people are starting to look into it, and it looks like what it is. It's a parasite on streaming services. That's what the smaller publishers have become. They've just become basically farm units to get pitches to maybe sell to a streaming service that some investor will make a few bucks off. The creator, the artist, the writer, you ain't making shit. You might get a fee based on like getting your stuff optioned, which could be as low as $10,000, but then you don't own it anymore and you lose that IP forever. So it became an IP farm. So Aftershock Comics goes into bankruptcy, and it owes like people thousands and thousands of dollars, and they don't give a fuck because it was just created. It was just created to pitch shit to fucking woke ass Netflix, which it can't do anymore. So it's a parasite industry, and now that streaming's, now that the PPP money is dried up, now that the streaming wars are over, like companies are Hollywood was taking that PPP money too. We were floating, all the people who are working through the fucking pandemic were floating everything else, right? Oh, and the government was printing a bunch of fucking fake ass money. And this downturn in the economy is exactly what was going to happen 2 years ago. We should have just gone through it 2 years ago. Because now we kick the can down the road, and it's going to be worse. And it's worse for Hollywood, and that investor money, that venture capital money, it's all fucking drying up. It's over.
Yeah, It's like I just looked it up and supposedly it's kind of like planned for like a 5 movie thing, but supposedly it's supposed to be we're getting a
I
sequel
don't
on
care.
December 17,
care.
2020 or wait, Avatar 3 is supposed to be in December 2023, 4 is 2025 and then 5 supposedly on 2027, but then he's apparently said if there's quote unquote demand, he's going to make 6 and 7. So
MauLer, has there been people begging you to make an Avatar review?
I haven't really. I've seen this people saying they wouldn't mind seeing the EFAP episode, but only hearing that. Sorry, we've got no plans for that, by the way. We're just too busy with other stuff. And I struggle to care about this franchise.
I don't get emails like questioning it, asking nothing. I get nothing.
wow.
Like the biggest conversation about this movie is it going to make enough money to turn a profit? It's not like, wow, what a good story.
Yeah, Avatar's discussion has never been itself. It's been the meta around it.
Yep.
I just think it's funny that Native people want to boycott this movie because of Blueface. I'm sorry. It's funny.
It's so dumb.
It's so stupid.
And that one girl who who was the Rotten Tomatoes critic, she blocked everybody. I think she deleted the tweet afterwards.
Oh yeah, she got roasted. It was like a protected she didn't block me, but it said her account's protected now.
But at least unlike with like shitty Thor Love and Thunder or Doctor Strange Mom, it's like, well, the technical achievements in this film are forgivable for people wanting to go see that kind of spectacle if you're in that kind of thing and you don't give a fuck about a dumb story or something like that. Like that I can wrap my brain around. Okay. There's a lot of other stuff I can't though. I never liked the first Avatar, nothing more than dances with wolves on an alien planet. I always felt Cameron just created a stupid story as a vehicle for the new special effects, says Ryan, for 100 British pounds. I totally agree.
Yep.
I think Cameron, his passions lie elsewhere. I think he likes to be a filmmaker somewhat. I think he likes the idea of it. But he's made 2 movies in 13 years, but he's gone to the bottom of the ocean, created a bunch of wrote a shitty Terminator movie. I think I just don't think I think he's a lot like George R.R. Martin. I think they like their story. They want to finish it, but deep down inside, they just don't want to do the work that's required because they set up something that's like massively complex. On the Avatar side, it's technical. On George's side, it's how he decided to write this fantasy. Which is like the hardest way to write something and unnecessarily hard, by the way. Doesn't need to be that hard. And as a creative person, you can't just shit out your creativity. You can't just not everybody, like some people can because they're that brilliant, but other people have to construct it and it takes a long time and you have to feel motivated to do it.
That's why we never got a freaking book from George R.R. Martin, okay? Because
that's where they lose. I mean, that's how creativity works, but that's how they lose the working, man. It's because you know what? At my parts job, I didn't have a choice to be motivated to go to fucking work or not. I just needed to go.
Exactly.
I needed to eat. That was my motivation. I had to
when you need to eat or when you need to feed your kid, that's a motivation. Real quick, Gary, shout out to Chris Gore who sent me a message saying that the Avatar 3 is supposed to be called the Seed Bearer. Avatar 4 is the Tolkien the writer. And Avatar 5 is Quest for Ewok.
Are those a joke?
I don't think so.
I
think he means it.
And he has dates for their release too.
Yeah, those dates, 2024, 2026, 2028. And he said those titles sound like bad YA novels.
They do.
They do. It's true.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. There's people who fucking love it. And that's great.
Yeah, like that guy who tattooed his entire body into Avatar. Did you see that guy? I was like, what?
God.
I have not, but
that's a
you haven't seen it? I'll pull up a picture.
That's passion for you.
It's great. I was like, wow, that is insane.
Like Warhammer 40K, like the designs and stuff, they look fucking cool. Yeah. Those are cool. Avatar, ugh.
It looks weird.
No. Fluffy Tortuga for $19.99. What I don't get is why James Gunn posted a picture of Kingdom Come Superman, then said they're going for a young Superman unless they're going to build up to Kingdom Come. Henry would be perfect for Kingdom Come. Absolutely. Especially at 50. And guys, Steve Lang. Look at Steve Lang in the first Avatar. He's in his 50s, looking pretty good.
Poor guy had to wait 13 years to do the next movie.
That's probably why they changed everybody to avatars.
Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
You get that one scene where he's human for like a few seconds, and it's just like, yeah, they probably did. Is it easy cheat at this point? They still didn't. I liked Quaritch in the first film. I didn't like him in this one. Oh my god!
Agreed.
It's crazy.
It's a lot.
Some people like it.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. His nipples are like suns.
There's like a ring of skin around it, uncolored.
Hey, whatever floats your boat, man.
I'm like, really. I wonder how far it goes down.
Doctor Who tattoos, so I can't.
It goes all the way down.
Like, does it cover the booty?
Way of,
the seed bearer?
Seed bearer?
The seed bearer?
Did they tattoo the seed bearer?
Wait, you got to see his car too, because this guy's like so dedicated. Well, his truck. It's not a car.
Does he work on the movie?
I don't think so. He's just a fan.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
That is a lot.
It's super normie. Super normie.
Oh my gosh.
Oh wow. As much as I love Lord of the Rings, I would not do that to my fucking car. I have a couple stickers. I ain't doing a wrap. That's a wrap. You know how much that fucking was that a paint?
A lot of money.
That was a wrap.
Like a couple grand. Yeah.
That's like $2 or $3 grand to get that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was paint or not.
It's if it's a well,
I highly doubt it's paint
because of the window decal. It had to be a wrap.
Oh, okay.
Bradley Burnett is gifted 10 Nerdrotic memberships for $50. Thank you, Bradley. And Hardy Boys, in the case of the secret STD for $20, says, Nina, have you checked on Melanie Mack? Does she need a husband to take care of her? She's interested. Our children won't sit at the Iron Throne, but I have farm with goats and custom butter churn.
Oh,
wow. I'll be sure to let her know.
Melanie Mack, we hope she's okay. We send out our prayers, best wishes. She was in the ER last night.
Well,
Wait, what? I was like streaming with her last night.
Yeah. Needed IV fluids.
People say this is a joke sometimes, but it's serious. Drink water, everybody. Make sure.
Yeah, you need to drink water.
You hydrate.
This is so crazy. I was streaming with her on Toxic Femme. So after that, she got sick and she went to the hospital.
I guess.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Melanie, we hope you're okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Love you, Melanie.
Cool.
Some rest too.
Yeah, get
Sounds
some
like
rest.
you've been working hard.
Lots of water.
I'm gonna DM her right now.
Get
I
drinking.
didn't know that.
Yeah, get drinking, lady. They said she said on her Twitter, is it 2 or 3 packs of IV?
3 IV bags. So that's like well, depending on the bag, like 1.5 liters, maybe.
That happened to me, but it's very common in Cancun for that to happen.
Yeah. She's in Texas, right? So is it dry there?
It's cold.
It's cold there, though.
It was been raining, and it's cold right now.
She got to knock off that butter and drink water, girl. Come on.
Well, yeah, because you can go for the salt related sodium, right? Is probably what helps.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's just like, but make sure you drink your water to counterbalance. Because this is how I look after Drinker. I spike his alcohol with water to make
you
sure.
do?
Okay.
Oh, so it's a mixed
Don't
drink.
tell him; he'll get really upset.
Well, all you have to do is put more ice in there because the ice will melt, and then it'll be like water.
You gotta hydrate while you dehydrate.
It's true. It's true.
Speaking of which,
We've gifted.
Well, that's the thing. You
drink
see,
some water right now.
You see all of us. Well, because Az has got a big old jug of water thing as well.
Oh
right?
yeah.
Like, gotta keep on drinking.
Yep.
Keep those kidneys working.
I hope she's okay. So, and is she home yet, or is she still there?
I'm gonna message her right now.
Yeah.
Not sure. She hasn't posted since I could tell.
Oh, Terry Hall died too. You guys are probably all too young to know who he is, but lead singer of the Specials, one of the greatest ska bands, arguably could be the greatest ska band of all time. depends. English beat, specials, madness. That whole scene was fucking brilliant. So rest in peace, Terry Hall. Message to Rudy was like that people used to dedicate that because like when I was young, that was me. It's like the whole song's about straightening out your life. You're gonna end up in jail. So Rudy. Lance Johnson for 50 British pounds. Already excited for the Witcher stream with Gary and Az sharing the joystick. Merry Christmas, good people. I've got my joysticks ready.
Yeah.
I meant to say controller, but I said my.
Or did you? Maybe this was all
I said
deliberate.
joystick.
You can own it.
If you and Az were in the same like city, I could imagine you guys playing together. You have the joystick controller. It's the one unplugged from the console, and Az is playing for you.
Hey. I'm like the little 4-year-old.
Yeah, I'm playing, right?
Avatar. We used to do that to Logan. Arctic Blue 248 for 200 Norwegian krona. Avatar 2 was a 3-hour-long anti-whale campaign done by Cameron as a Norwegian. I do not feel guilty. By the way, I kind of like the movie though, but still I see the criticisms. Yeah.
No, fair.
That's fair. That's fair. It's not my cup of tea. Okay. CBGBs for $19.99. Hail and Merry Christmas to the real BBC. You guys are all awesome, and watching all of your content keeps me sane. And I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you. Cheers. Mark Johnson for $20. The worst Marvel movie was produced by George Lucas, Howard the Duck, 1988. I think there's actually some worse Marvel movies than that now, to be honest with you. I would rather watch Howard the Duck than Doctor Strange Mom. Anything in Marvel Phase 4, except for No Way Home.
Yeah.
I'd watch fucking Howard the Duck over all that shit.
I like Howard the Duck over all that.
Let's go, Howard.
Yep. But he did produce that. Was it written by Willard Hayek? He was bad. Yeah.
This is why I know he's a furry, because Howard the Duck had a really weird sex scene. I was like, what the fuck? What is happening?
Wasn't there like duck boobies in that movie?
Yes, I think there was.
Duck boobies?
Weird, dude.
He's weird. He's just a weirdo.
It's a weird comic. You got to read the comic. It's a weird comic.
It is a weird comic too. Yeah, I read a little bit of it.
Ben Chapman for 20 euros. Hi guys, saw Avatar 2, but got the most excited due to the Oppenheimer trailer. I like that trailer too. I thought it was very good. Loved the Two Towers stream the other day and the latest EFAP. Looking forward to the Witcher stream and the possible Doctor Who stream. Yeah, well, yeah.
Wait, there's a Doctor Who stream?
We talked about it a while ago. We'll figure out where to put it in, but we wanted to talk about End of Time.
I saw the new pictures of the Doctor and his companion, the girl. Did you see?
I thought it's fine. I thought his outfit was fine. It's not extraordinary, but it's fine. Like it doesn't look as uber gay as I thought it was going to look.
I know. I thought it was going to be a little bit gayer too.
It was going to be a little fabulous.
Hers was gayer than his.
Yeah, he had some pretty. Actually, his boots were pretty cool. I like his boots.
Who you guys' pick for favorite Doctor look?
Ooh.
Also, chat, you're welcome to participate, of course.
You are.
I like Tenet, but I like how Matt Smith came in with the whole bow tie thing. Like I thought that was really cool. He's like,
I love the trench coat on Tenet. So
yeah, I love the trench.
Yeah, the trench coat on Tenet, and then the trench coat that Matt Smith wore like halfway through, the purple one, like his later outfit was really cool.
That was really cool.
I mean, Tom Baker is all-time classic, of course. But I like the modernized Eighth Doctor too. That was just barely in it, in Night of the Doctor, the Eighth Doctor, in that little webisode he did.
Oh, okay, all right.
I'm a Paul McGann fan. I think the guy was done dirty. I think he'd be a great Doctor, and I think they should do a season of like. Why in the fuck haven't they done this before? Like, just do a season of older Doctors if they're still around. Doesn't matter. You can just do it. Like, why not?
What's the word on Matt Smith and Doctor Who? Is he avoiding it or?
I think it's scheduling. He would come back, I think.
He would definitely come back. I mean, remember when he did Morbius? He literally played Doctor Who, like in Morbius. He was doing like the freaking Doctor Who dance and everything. I think he'd definitely come back. I think he's just doing Rings of Power now. So, or not? I mean, House of Dragon. House of Dragon. House of Dragon. Sorry, misnamed. So
God.
Like, no, he's not doing it.
We'll talk about the Rings of Power. He's always been very respectful of it, right? Oh, that's another guy. He didn't know. Melissa says Selector was the best. Selector was fucking awesome. You're right. She knows her stuff, that lady.
Hi.
He's always been very respectful of Doctor Who. He didn't know he was a footballer. He was a sports head when he got the role, so he didn't know much about the role. So you know what he did? His homework.
You went and found out.
He went and watched some. Yeah.
He did his
what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. The thing that Jodie didn't do. And people were down on him. People were way down on him. Another young doctor. This one's too young. Blah, 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 blah.
Following up Tennant as well.
Yeah. I was down on that because I was like, no, I love Tennant. Like, no one's going to be better than him. And then he blew it out of the water. I was like, wow, like he did a really good job. He had pretty big shoes to fill, and then he did it.
It was just like the 4th and 5th Doctor, kind of all over again, right? So
arguably it was like the 9 to 10, right? I remember the vibe of like, who the fuck is this guy? Casanova is what he played before. Why is he the Doctor? And it took me. I've said before, I was harsh against him. It took me a while to warm up to Tennant. I was like, go away, you replaced Eccleston. Like,
yeah, I remember that too. Going through that.
Especially in this first episode. I just watched Christmas Invasion the other day because I always watch Christmas specials around Christmas time, and he's barely in it.
Yep. Of course, there's an idea with that being that look at how everything falls apart without the Doctor to make you want him back, even though he's not, the one you're familiar with at that point in time. But I know what you mean, though. Is like his opening episode. I still like him in that episode. In retrospect, when I my bias against
him, just got to get used to it. Like it was tough to get used to Capaldi after Matt Smith, right? But I got. It took me a minute to get used to him, but once I did, I was like, oh, he's great.
It's hard to say sometimes of what makes it, but like that streak of like chaotic sort of anger that comes in from a lot of their speeches and interactions. It's usually like the bubbly, I'm in control of everything and you don't even know it, intelligent, witty, but then they get those little lines here and there that make you go, ooh, shit. You wouldn't want to piss this guy off, that sort of thing.
Well, yeah, after Torchwood destroys the ship and he flips, that was, and it shows how different he was from Eccleston, right? And but it's also, it shows his perspective on things, because you can totally get why Earth would blow that ship up. It makes total sense from an Earthling point of view. It's like they're going to come back and kill us, but the Doctor's seen enough to where he goes, maybe they won't. Maybe they won't.
Give him a chance.
Give him a chance. Yeah, they almost killed everybody, and then it's pretty scary and everything. But maybe they won't come back. But now, killing an entire ship filled with thousands of people after they were retreating and their leader was vanquished in combat. Like, it was a cold move.
Remember when he's drowning all the spiders' children, and Catherine Tate has to be like, "Bro, stop, please." I love that run, Tennant. Oh,
Tennant was a great run. Love it. I love how people in the chat are saying Jennifer Lawrence was the first Doctor. That's great. It's never gonna die. Like, no one's ever gonna forget that.
I can topple your regime in 6 words. 6 words. She looks tired.
They even gave her a bit of a redemption, didn't they? That character. She went out.
She went out
on a good note. Like the Daleks killed her, I think, when she made a bit of a sacrifice.
Yeah. It's not End of Time. It's at the end of season 4, and I'm tired, or I would remember the name of the episode.
Man, I can't believe you remember those, Gary. You've done so much drugs.
He's a fan.
I'm a fan
too, but I've forgotten.
Journey's End. Thank you. It's on tip of my tongue, and I had Journey playing in my head, and I'm like, what's going on? You know, it's like my brain's trying to function. Man of Action's like, who's Jennifer Lawrence? Everybody's mother.
Everyone.
Yeah.
She's Eve, basically, Man of Action.
Yeah.
Say hello to African American Wonder Woman and Mexican Batman. If Superman is allowed to be a white guy in New 52, I'm sure they won't pull in characters with these characteristics already because they're not well known, not black pilled. It's reality. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how the casting goes. We'll see how the casting goes before we I think the one thing we should be very careful of is just anointing James Gunn the savior before we hear any casting. So, or see any casting.
Yeah, not only do I agree with that, I agree with the other direction. People like boycott and abandon. He's going to destroy everything. It's like, all right, let's give him at least one bad movie.
But
I'll give him a bad movie, but like this is it. This is like literally it for DC fans. And honestly, I think it's too late. I think even if it is a good movie, like The Batman, it had definitely woke elements in it that were stupid, especially the end. But like a Batman movie should make $1 billion, period. So if Superman, just hear me out, if Superman and Batman, whether you like it or not, made more money than the Batman. Well, it should. It's Superman in it. Yeah, but that was before. That was like a few years ago. So adjusted for inflation, it made a lot more. Just a solo Batman movie should still make $1 billion. And if it's not, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why are you even continuing with this?
How much did Batman and Robin make? Did that flop? I can't remember.
I can't. Yeah, it did. But adjusted for inflation, I mean, it flopped enough to where they stopped making them.
Yeah, which is big.
Did
you ever look into the plans for the third one from that series, so to speak?
From Tim, no, I got as far. I know what Tim wanted to do, or what Warner Brothers wanted to do.
Oh well, so what as far as I know, the plan for the next story was going to be Scarecrow as like the main bad guy, and that you're going to bring back everybody from the first two as like forms of villains or something. And basically, what was it called?
Yeah,
it was like chains of something.
Scarecrow was going to come back, and you were going to have like a version of the Joker and everything. Yeah, but it was going to be the fear toxin.
Oh wait, sorry, I'm not talking about the Nolan trilogy. I'm talking about the
Tim Burton.
Sorry, I wasn't talking about that one either. I was talking about Schumacher.
Or was it? It was Schumacher. Sorry, yeah, it was the third one. Yeah, I remember. I've seen their storyboards of it. Because
I remember reading like a summary, and I was like, huh, okay. I mean, the thing is, it probably would have been. Listen, it's just funny. Batman's history is insane. If
Joel Schumacher would have approached that like he approached Batman, like he approached Falling Down, it would have been a great movie. But he didn't approach it that way. He saw Batman as this is why it's important to respect the source material. He saw Batman as this silly thing. Joel Schumacher directed Lost Boys, directed Falling Down. Like, those are two good movies. And if he would have taken that approach with Batman, it would have been fine. That's probably what they thought they were getting. But he's like, no, this is like a funny but cartoon thing.
He definitely committed to that tone, didn't he? That tone he chose.
Yep. Which was not a good, which he later regretted and admitted he was wrong, to his everlasting credit as a creator.
Yeah. That's the thing, right? Like, because Batman is such in a weird position. They're just trying to make it work, and it's been going on for so long, so many decades of trying to get Batman to consistently be created and generate loads of money.
But they just have a tendency to keep confusing normies. It's like, who's Batman? We don't know. Everybody, every year, it's like there's a new Batman. Everybody's like, oh, okay, this guy's a new one now. It's just so confusing to keep up with DC.
Oh, it is, especially when like you haven't seen the comic book version yet.
Yeah, it's just
I
like,
don't think you ever will at this point. I mean, people go animated series. I'm talking about live action, but animated series is the comic book version of Batman. It's like a composite of it. It's the best one. If you
I love that one. That one's my favorite one.
But,
remember the Gothams in all these movies? So such a disparate selection. Because I remember the Burton ones being quite memorable, and then the Nolan ones, like everyone just can't distinguish the Nolan ones from just Chicago /
Pittsburgh.
Yeah. But then you have like the Batman. It's like people were very happy with that Gotham. But then even Schumacher's Gotham was possibly the best thing about his movies, like in terms of actually praising them. Very
as far as being a different world, you know.
yeah, it felt like a different world.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So
I
it's super
love
interesting.
Burton's. The idea of Burton's Gotham was probably the best.
I like
He
Burton's
tried to go
Gotham.
Art
Yeah,
Deco and make it timeless. You know,
it's such a pity. I really like Batman Returns, and yet that's the one that killed that sort of continuity, so
well,
to
killed it
speak.
for all the wrong reasons. Excuse me, for all the wrong reasons. It was a bunch of parents freaking out because it was too dark. But that's what Batman should be.
Especially hiring Tim
Really?
Burton.
That's what it was? Oh my god, I love that movie.
Yeah, no, all the sponsors got pissed.
Man, times have
McDonald's got
changed.
pissed, and everybody got and I read about I was locked up when it came out, so I didn't see any of this. I had to read about it later. But all the sponsors got pissed off, and I'm like, what's the problem here? This movie's great.
I love that movie.
That's
That's probably one of my favorite
I don't
Batman
think-
movies.
I don't think that Catwoman will be top for me ever.
Never.
Never. I
Never.
mean, who's ever
Oh
going
my-
to top that?
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know why people were bitching about the movie.
I still watch that little clip that they released of her like behind the scene, like whipping the mannequins in like
She
one
nailed it all in
take.
one, yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Super
like,
cool.
yeah, she's so cool. I love her. But
Yeah.
you know, Gary, I gotta say, with James Gunn though, like there's something that you've always said, which is that Hollywood doesn't deserve the benefit of the doubt. And I think that with James Gunn, like when he comes out and he's all like guns blazing, like just let me do it, and you guys just shut the fuck up, basically. Like, not in so many words, but it's just like, Hollywood and you don't really deserve the benefit of the doubt. So maybe just shut up, do it, and then if it's good,
let's look at
we'll
his
say
DC work. All right. I like the Suicide Squad. Still like the Suicide Squad. 7 out of 10 movie. I like the Suicide Squad. I thought there was some good character. I thought James Gunn excels at taking really obscure characters and making them memorable. Can he make a traditional hero? That is still very, very questionable, and I don't think he can. I think he's too quirky. He comes from trauma. I mean, that is completely different than mainstream Hollywood. And I think he's good at like quirky little horror movies, making quirky superheroes. But let's be honest, he was given like the perfect thing for James Gunn, the Suicide Squad. It's the perfect thing in DC for James Gunn, and it still didn't fit like Guardians. It just it didn't.
I
mean,
like
it's
Rick
fine
Flag
on
and
its
then he killed
own.
him.
Well, but they killed Rick Flag.
Yeah, they
Because
killed
he's
him
a
and it was
traditional
sucked.
hero.
I
Because
like
he was
that
a
one.
traditional hero, and Rick Flag was the best thing about those fucking movies. To be honest,
Yeah,
with you. Joel
agreed.
Kinnaman was fucking great as Rick.
I
Flag.
love Joel Kinnaman. He's
Yeah.
so good.
But yeah, I have lots and lots of doubts that he can make a traditional Superman movie. Serious doubts. And we'll see. We'll see when it comes out.
That's
But as
pretty
far
much
as
where I'm at. Just like we'll give it.
We'll
I don't give him a
see.
chance, but you know how it goes, James. Like what's gonna happen next if it's balls?
yeah, and Peacemaker wasn't good.
I didn't like it, but I didn't
Peacemaker.
see the whole thing. So
Yeah.
But that was mixed though, Gary. Like some people really liked it. I think Yellow Flash liked it. I think there's a bunch of people that really liked it.
That's it was very mixed though. It wasn't.
It was mixed.
Is it mixed on Guardians like the first one?
No,
pretty much everybody likes.
no,
it.
everybody loved Guardians.
So and like Guardians 2, I like Guardians 2. It's not my it's nowhere
Guardians
near
2 though is
Guardians.
kind of mixed. Like some people liked it and some people really didn't like it. They were like, "Oh, this movie is fucking
James Gunn is
terrible."
good at the heart part. He's good at like bringing some heart and giving a movie at least that, and a show at least that. But I don't know if he can do because he fundamentally to his core, he does not believe in the ideals of Superman. I mean, he's made that abundantly clear on his Twitter page.
Yeah, he's hard
Abundantly
lefty.
clear on his Twitter page that like I said it last live stream. You know how Hollywood sees Superman, like the one we see? Homelander. That's who they see.
and they think they're real clever for pointing that out in a lot of this content, right? Like, Homelander, he's just a step away from Superman. It's like, yeah, sure, if you say so. Because like, yeah, I this might be a hot take, but like, I'm bored of Homelander. I'm bored of evil Superman. I've had way
Yeah,
too
but he
much of it.
already did that too. He did Brightburn.
Yep.
He
That was
like,
his. Wasn't that his brother? Or he produced it, right?
He produced it. He produced it. But
Yeah.
God, I hate that movie.
I am really bored of the bad Superman trope because it's been around for decades.
It's like it relies entirely on shocks. Like, isn't it horrifying to think someone so powerful and pretends to be a good guy is actually a bad guy? It's like, yeah. I know.
Yeah, it's super believable too. It is. But the thing is, this is fantasy. What we want is the one doesn't. That's what makes him Superman. It's not his power. I mean, it's in the first movie. It's in the comic books. It's not his power. What does this one say? It went off the screen. X-Ray Girl.
It's still there.
I can't see it.
Really? Okay. I can
Hardy
read
Boys
it.
and Nancy Drew versus the what? The alphabet.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I'm on a different one. The Alphabet Agenda.
Hardy Boys and Nancy Drew versus the Alphabet Agenda for $10. Merry Christmas, everyone. Mr. MauLer, is it true that saying your full Eldritch name will take longer than the whole Lord of the Rings extended edition combined?
If they add in that extra 20 minutes per film, whatever they have, then yes.
Okay. Yes.
Still yes. I mean, yes.
Yes. WS on the Streamlabs side, circumventing Mama Susan for $10 says, hey, Gary, just wanted to give you an early thanks for doing an Xmas stream since I'm deployed overseas and most of my EU friends are on hard times. I was rather lonely holiday. MauLer watched your OCEFAP. Organized Chaos.
Oh, yeah.
How the hell do people like with that low intelligence breathe?
That's like, that is fully explained. Like, that is just the clearest evidence ever you could have for tribalism. Like, it's just a core human thing. Like, they don't actually care if he says anything at all of substance, as long as he's seen as being in opposition to myself, to Gary, to Drinker, and we could just say it in a podcast, the three of us. 2 + 2, man, that is 4. That is 4 right there. And he could be like, it's 5 actually, and his whole audience might be like, well, yeah, all right. Just like go along with it. It's like, man, because I feel ashamed for people who are fans of a content creator that has zero thoughts. Like, come on, you got to find someone better. There's ways to criticize a lot of us that are a lot more interesting than just, I disagree, subscribe. Like, it's like you could argue that we are a form of counterculture, and then the bigger we develop, we'll have a counterculture that applies to us. You know, that's just how everything goes. And some people just want to get on it, right? It's like, I'll be against that thing. Here I go. They're wrong. Yeah. I
know. That's the ecology of YouTube, right? Eric July coined them ankle biters. Yeah, Organized Chaos is a special one. He's a special one.
He's hilarious. I can completely understand why people enjoy watching him deal with things like problems. I would find it amazing to put him in one of those like reality shows with his little obstacle courses.
It's kind of like unfreezing a caveman and like, the TV.
Oh my god!
I've never seen anything he's done.
I recommend the UFAP episode on him. We were actually shocked. He'll like listen to me make a point. He will make the point I just made in opposition to me and then say I'm an idiot. We watch him say what I say.
Yeah.
And he's like, I disagree.
So Rags brought Rags, when we did that video, he's like, have you heard of this guy? And I'm like, I think so. But I watched his thing because Rags did a video on him and then he did a video on Rags. And I just watched them both. I'm like, oh God, don't go up against Rags. He might actually hurt you. You might you might get like, even though it's just trading thoughts on the internet, Rags might still actually hurt you.
Oh my God, I just went on his page just to see like what the page was, and it's literally all like your face, Gary, and Jeremy's.
There is views in being against us lot, but it's just like, I wish we had a better class of critic.
We need a better class of detractor. I agree. I agree. I think somebody pretty big when I don't know what they said though. I don't know if it was positive or negative. I can't remember. He's like a big streamer. Went over my Witcher video. He's a game streamer though, so I've never heard of him. Okay, because I'm not a game guy. But like he's a respected one. I couldn't tell you what he said. I lost the video. I couldn't find it. But yeah, it happens. It's fine. Like that's always been like trash us all you want, but like our detractors, their point besides saying we don't like it is they shouldn't exist on this platform because they're Nazis. You know,
dude, the best part, I can't believe I forgot to tell you this. So he's like watching the video and he gets bored. My Doctor Strange 2 video, which is, it's fine. It's a long video, whatever, and you hate me. But he's having trouble. So he's like, you know what? I'll just I'll go to the part with the flashback, the memory store part. And me and Fringy are like, why is he skipping to that in particular? And then Rags is like, because he wants to find a quote from you saying it's bad that she has 2 mums. That's why he's doing this. He's gunning for that. And me and Fringy were like, no. Like, surely he's doing this for some other reason. And he watches the whole sequence. He sees all the criticism. And then he just says, he doesn't criticize her for having 2 moms.
I will.
Oh my God.
I will, because I know the context of her 2 moms from the comic books, and it's freaking retarded. They're from Utopia, and they're 2 women who gave natural birth to a girl. It's fucking stupid.
Oh God.
But they introduced the 2 moms, and she gets stung by a bee, and they get sucked through a portal, which I thought was
pretty fucking hilarious. Yeah. The point I was trying to make though is that he had so ran out of things to criticize before. He was like, can I at least get him with one of the normal things I say about everyone? It's like, nope, can't even do that. It's like,
no.
It was pathetic.
It's not
funny.
like you don't spend like months on your video combing through every word, like minuscule detail.
I try to get it accurate, and I get things wrong all the time, but like just disagreeing with me for the sake of it, it's just like, all right, why? It's boring. We cover people at EFAP all the time where I said this with our coverage. It's like I find it pretty easy to agree with people that I disagree with broadly. If I'm like, yep, that's a point I agree with, there you go. Simple as that. And you can say, broken clock, right, twice a day if you want to, but it's just as simple as, sometimes people you don't like say things that you agree with. It's been known to happen.
It's been known to happen. Sometimes people you like will disagree with you on stuff.
Exactly. That's also okay. We'll survive.
Yeah. But like the running narrative with these clowns is like Wave ruined what they call movie talk. Is that what John Campea coined it? I don't like movie talk, sounds stupid. But like, because I don't talk about movies, I talk about streaming shows too. But like we've poisoned the space, and it's like maybe Hollywood has poisoned the space. Maybe like we were all like liking a lot of stuff up until about 2015 or 16 when this, it was happening before that, but that's when the major paradigm shift happened, and then we weren't. Was it us who changed? Or
yeah, Gary, we all turned sexist and racist all of a sudden.
It did.
The internet is huge. There's plenty of spaces. Like if you're having so much trouble, just find a different one. I don't know. Like it's funny because I get that a lot. They're like, you've ruined it. You've made everyone obsessed with plot instead of the meaning. As if I have that kind of power.
That's one of the reasons I kind of wanted to do the EFAP for Avatar too, because I was like, can you please break down this plot? Could we go over the plot for a moment, please?
Okay. Well, the Earth is dying, and 3/4 of the way through the movie, they decide to tell us like the big revelation is there's a whale that has some brain juice that can make you immortal. And it's not like really referred to.
It's all in passing too.
They're hunting, and they're like, why are they hunting them? And it's like, this probably would have been something pretty important to introduce plot wise earlier on in the film. Yes, now we're 2 films in. You can show us maybe on a screen somewhere or through something like how Earth is dying. What happened to the unobtainium? Not really fucking sure. Why is Sully so fucking stupid? Why is he like, I'm gonna just run away to this other tribe and endanger everybody else instead of like going on it on your own for a little while? I mean, like all your resources are there. Do you really need all those? Like, what's going on? You got a family, there's some like legit stupid plot points in that movie.
Kids popping up out of nowhere. Just like
Sigourney Weaver voicing a little girl.
What the fuck? She's like the Mother Mary.
Oh,
She's like
yeah.
the Jennifer Lawrence of that world. No one knows who her daddy is.
Yes, she is the Jennifer Lawrence of that world. I mean, she is immaculately conceived. She has like Avatar C-Force or whatever. She can just like do shit, and it goes nowhere. Obviously she's tuned into the planet somehow, and it's for Avatar 5. It's a plot point for Avatar 5.
I know, but how did her dead body give birth? Like, I was so confused. I was like, how? 'Cause she died.
So when I heard that as a plot point, I had the thought that I think every single scientist in that room would have had. It's like, when someone goes, "Oh, she spontaneously is pregnant," you'd all look around and be like, "Okay, someone needs to be honest here. Who did
somebody banged her. Like, who was it?
Who?
And I would go as far as being like, you may as well admit it. We're gonna find out. This is pretty easy to find out. It's just DNA at this point. So like, just be honest. Then there's one guy who looks sweat and he just goes, it happened spontaneously. I don't know. It's a weird miracle. There's no need for us to check the DNA. It's like, okay.
It's like they're cloning avatars and they can't tell who this baby is.
All you have to say is the science is settled. That's all you need to say, and then that's it. They can't look any further.
The point of it is that it's like the planet itself or some shit, right? She's
the goddess's
daughter. Oh, the goddess and the mother goddess, and
it's so
it's so woke and intersectional. It is, because James Cameron, I mean, hey, he obviously likes women, 5 ex-wives to feed.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean he likes them or hates them?
No, it's a hopeless romantic. That's like maybe the 5th time will work out.
He's never gonna stop.
God bless him. It's Hollywood too, so that's kind of normal, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Hollywood ears. Hey, let's go to some cope.
Okay.
Let's go to a little cope. Vernon Sanders, who co-runs Amazon TV, been there since 2018. There's a lot of people who co-run Amazon TV. Used to be run by one person, and then, there was Roy Price. There was, you'll see her in my video, and they were gone. Other people were brought in, but Jennifer Salke runs the show. She runs Prime Video, right? But there's like a lot of different people who run the TV, so you'll see different heads pop up. Lord of the Rings, sorry, strike that from the record. Rings of Power. Vernon Sanders talks season 1 return on investment and season 3 renewal. Okay, first takeaway here, guys. It's a contractually obligated show for 5 seasons. So yes, it's going to get a 3rd season renewal because it's contractually obligated to make. They have to make 5 seasons. That's part of the deal.
Wait, is that something that happens even if like season 1, 2, and 3 just flop completely, or do they keep going?
Yeah, I mean, okay, so Amazon could cancel it, but they'd still have to pay the Tolkien estate, and I don't know the parameters of that, but I was told that the way these things are budgeted is it's a percent. It's like not budgeted. The way you pay for rights in this situation is it's a percentage of the potential budget of the show. So that's how much money the Tolkien estate got. So yeah, they kind of have to make it all. Now they could just eat the money, and quite frankly, Amazon probably wouldn't notice. But it's unlikely, because if there's probably something, if they back out on these rights and they cancel the show, they got to still pay the Tolkien estate a percentage, something like that. Not really sure. I don't get into the bean counting too much because it gets kind of boring. But but it's contractually obligated to 5 seasons. And you can renew a season 3, but it's not in production. And if season 2 goes as bad as I think that's still questionable. Return on investment is something we brought up in our live stream on Sunday. We're just like, where are the numbers on this show? Why have they been so quiet? And I brought this up multiple times. Magically, we get an answer. Well, no, we don't get an answer. We get a trust me, bro. But here's my favorite part. Teases faster pace and bigger battles in season 2.
Yay.
Tell me you're not admitting. Tell me you're admitting that your first season was boring as fuck without admitting your first season was boring as fuck.
Yep.
It's also just not enough anyway. Even if the battles were bigger, even if the pace were faster, it's like you got rot at the core, my dudes. Like that's not gonna solve it.
Yeah, your dialogue was shit, and your characters like were undesirable. Nobody cares about the Harfoots. They suck. Yeah.
They do suck. Everything sucked in it though.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't. Duran the Third was a decent actor, but his lines sucked. His story sucked. Everything about the plot of fucking Moria was stupid as fuck.
Yep.
And now that like even Tolkien fans have had time to think about it, and like now that we know definitively that it's 1,000 years, 1,000 years. Galadriel was running around Middle Earth looking for that mark of Sauron without looking at a map. Dude, she did so much in 1,000 years in the Second Age. Like you could have made 5 shows on what she did in the Second Age by herself. And you skipped it all.
Apparently she was retarded, Gary. Come on now.
Well, the showrunners are, so there you go. The Lord of the Rings started setting records before a frame had ever been released, and the word came out in New Zealand last year that 8-episode first season cost about $465 million to produce, not factoring in tax rebates and startup costs and amortization. In an interview with Deadline, Vernon Sanders, head of global TV for Amazon Studios, says the financial bet has more than paid off. So, guys, it's settled, everybody. It's settled. According to Amazon, Amazon did great with Rings of Power.
Ah, sweet.
Okay, so
it's just like that time Mama Susan gave herself the free speech award. Gotcha.
Yes.
Makes perfect sense.
Where it broke records for most global viewers in the first day, 25 million, by the way, providing zero data to prove that. That is just somebody moving their mouth and saying 25 million. And overall, more than 100 million, again, repeated from Jennifer Salke. For minute stream, 24 billion. That is verifiable. Some of it is on Nielsen. But that's also a bullshit analytic. That's how the YouTube judges views. Well, not everybody watches all of your videos. As a matter of fact, most people don't watch all of your videos. And overall, more than 100 million for minute stream, 24 billion. And signups worldwide. Its launch window attracted younger viewers, a record number of adults 18 to 34 for Prime Video Original, which goes completely against what Nielsen said. By the way, just want to point that out. Nielsen, there's an article from a month ago where Nielsen said, yeah, it's a bunch of 50-year-olds watching this. So it sounds like they're trying to counterpoint all the negatives they have, which is all this is. Counterpoint the negatives. We had a record number of adults, 18 to 34, sign for Prime Video Original. What's that number?
Yeah, could we have some receipts? No? Okay.
And affluent audiences, 40% coming from households with an income greater than $100,000. Is that something you would flex about? I would. That's not something I would flex about. I don't know. It seems like, what does that have to do with anything?
Yeah. Well, what is that?
And beyond boosting Amazon sales of J.R.R. Tolkien books, which I absolutely think it did. But it's not all Rings of Power. It's the 20-year rule is kicking in. The books which the series were based. But I did notice at Barnes & Noble that nobody touched the Rings of Power shit paperback covers, and they were buying the other ones. So good for you.
Yay.
Look. In the interview, Sanders speaks about what to expect in season 2, which is currently filming, including ramping up the pace of storytelling and the scope of the battle scenes. By the way, it's the scope of the battle scenes isn't the fucking problem. I mean, it wasn't good, but it's not the problem. What do you think?
Fix your dialogue.
What's the main problem with Rings of Power?
The fucking characters.
The
Yep.
characters,
Worthless.
the dialogue.
It's like, oh, the battles will solve it. It's like, Christ. how unfamiliar are you with how everything works here? Like, if I don't care about any of these people, whether or not they live or die, if anything, I root for the bad guys. You're in serious trouble. And what are they going to do? They can't say that. They can't say, like, don't worry, next season you'll like the characters, because that's admitting way too much of a loss, right?
Yep.
It'd be like, oh, you wanted bigger battles? Okay, I can kind of see how our battles weren't as big as you wanted. And I'm just sitting here like, it wasn't the size of the battles, man. It really wasn't it.
Oh,
If your best character, like one of the ones that people really loved, was Adar, who left the show, it's like you have a problem, because
Uncle
Gladriel
Benjen.
is supposed to be your favorite.
Shout out to Uncle Benjen for wanting to preserve his career. Joseph Holloway, good for you, buddy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
You took my advice. Get the fuck out of there as fast
Get
as
out.
you can.
Get out
Save your
now.
Career.
Yeah, it's just like when you have like the bad guy be people's favorite character, like you have a problem, because you have Gladriel. Gladriel is supposed to be people's favorite character, and she's awful. Like you have a problem with your show when you have the Harfoots that are disgusting, and everyone's like, like get them off the screen. Like I don't want to see that. So, those things are a problem. Like MauLer is saying, characters and the writing. Like, oh my God. And then the CG, it's like, Jesus Christ. Like, fix some of those boat scenes, man.
Oh, they were proud of that fucking, like, her jumping out of a boat and randomly coming across two separate flotation devices in the ocean, in the middle of the ocean. They were super proud of that.
So
my
bad.
God.
The costume design, like I could go on. It's like there's just so many problems
recast
with this
Adar,
show.
Oh, they're bringing in Círdan, and apparently Círdan doesn't look anything like an elf from Tolkien's Legendarium. We'll just say that. Who carries one of the 3 rings forged by Celebrimbor until he surrenders it to Gandalf. Spoilers will be introduced in season 2. McKay also teased season 2 would likely introduce other ring bearers, including Dwarf Kings and Nazgul.
Nazgals. Yay.
Nazgals. No, what about Celeborn? I'm betting they leave him out. Celeborn, I don't know how that's possible, or they bring him in later or so. It's so fucking dumb. So dumb. It's so dumb. It's so
We're
dumb.
probably gonna get more of a development.
There's a part where they separate. Like, you could have done it. Like, if you wanted to have Galadriel on her own, there is a part where they separate, and it's when Celeborn doesn't want to go into Moria, so he stays back and fights, right? And Eregion, and then she takes Celebrian through Moria. That would have been that's a season.
Something. Yeah.
That's a season in itself. Separate from the Rings of Power conversation, Sander provided some context in recent executive restructurings. Recent executive restructurings at Amazon Studio TV operations and MGM TV's scripted team. I'm sure it's all coincidental. I don't want to read this whole thing, but he does mention that do they talk about the return on investment? He says something like, we had 100 million. Okay, here it is. All right. It has been tremendous success for us. It performed incredibly well around the globe. It is by far our biggest scripted series. By the way, they don't get the viewership that like Netflix does. They don't. We don't have a number of how many active Prime Video users there are. We know how many people are subscribed to Amazon Prime. By the way, he flexes that the numbers for Amazon Prime have gone up right before the holidays, which I'm sure they do because you get free shipping and all kinds of things. But how many people actually go in and watch the service? You know, it is by far one of our biggest scripted. It is the most acquisitive show that we've put out. after we finished releasing episodes, we saw a new surge of people coming to the service to start the show. We've already released the fact that there were over 100 million. So you didn't, okay, that's a lie. You didn't release that information. You said it. You haven't provided any actual numbers other than saying 100 million people joined up, bro. That's a lot. That's it. That's an entire streaming service. That's an entire streaming service. And the number has gone up since then. It's millions and millions beyond that. Okay, 6 million? That's millions. 5 million? That's still millions. And that's all he talks about. We're really proud that the show drove renewed interest in the books. We saw spikes in book sales, which I absolutely believe. It's just been a company-wide success. As significant as our investment has been, it is more than paid off. Deadline does not push them on providing any actual proof of this. They just say, trust me, bro.
Just take us at our word. And no. I bet you they're gonna have a lot of character development for Isildur's sister next season.
They used to do this with Star Trek Discovery, MauLer, all the time. So they come out with a season, people hated it, and they go,
yeah,
it was super successful. Next year will be more Star Trek-y, will be more optimistic.
Is that still going?
Yes, by the way. They said it after every fucking season. Meanwhile, budgets got halved. It turns out Midnight's Edge has done videos on this. Netflix paid for most of Star Trek Discovery. Like Netflix paid, like CBS got them to pay for it because they thought they would get the rights. It was kind of a boondoggle. So yeah, it just continued to just go down, and now it's in total obscurity. People go, is Star Trek still going? Star Trek Discovery still going? Yeah, it had a 4th season. Stacey Abrams played Planet Earth in it. She played Planet Earth. Oh, I'm sorry, the leader of Earth. Sorry, my bad.
It's going for a,
that was great.
it's going for 5 seasons in total, then, or
yeah,
Christ,
it's getting one more season. But the episodes are shorter. The budgets are gone. And remember, it started out as a prequel to the original series, and it got like they were fucking that up so much that they put them 1,000 years in the future to get them out of there. And like that was after season 2, where they had her in an Iron Man suit flying around that had time crystals, and somehow she could transport not only 300 people at once, the church they were in this Iron Man suit, to a planet 50,000 light years away. It's like the stupidest shit you've ever fucking seen.
I can't.
It's bad reboot. So I don't doubt that like people like JD Payne and Patrick McKay and Lindsay Weber and bad reboot people, they can spend a lot of money and make you think you're getting spectacle. They're really good at that. We have seen a lot of examples. Star Trek Into Darkness, Star Trek Beyond, all the Star Trek shows that are bad reboot, everything JJ has ever done. Does any of that shit have a memorable story? Any of it? No. The answer is fucking no. You have the same fucking people working on Rings of Power. You think it's going to work? This isn't just them. Oh, we're trying it for the 2nd season. No, this is bad reboot failures trying something for the 30th time.
Yeah, isn't that also like? Yeah, I heard recently that they're gonna get like the whole female directors thing, and then they're like, these women worked on like The Witcher, and like they started listing like the worst shows, and you're like, how is this a good thing? Like every single show you just named has been a failure. Like I don't understand why they would think like let's
Madam
hire all these failures.
You know what I think? Tolkien. I think Madam Secretary MauLer. You probably never even heard that show.
Madam Secretary?
Madam Secretary.
No,
David Duchovny's wife. Are they still married? The really skinny blonde girl?
I don't know.
Yeah, she plays some liberal.
Téa Leoni?
Téa Leoni, yeah. She plays some like, because in Hollywood, the Democrats are always the good guys and the Republicans are always the bad guys. It's so fucking clownish at this point. Oh God.
Yeah, no, they divorced, Gary.
What was that? Oh, they did?
Mm-hmm.
When?
2014.
Oh, a long time ago. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm out of the loop on that one. Maybe it was his Californication.
Maybe.
Maybe he just like got tired of eating salads. I don't know. And on abuser of Streamlabs for $50. I don't care if the DC films are good or not. Firing Henry Cavill is as big of a fan attack as anything Disney, Kurtzman, Amazon, etc. ever did. Screw them. I'm out. P.S. The game Arkham Knight is basically the plot of Schumacher's Batman Unchained.
Ah.
Okay, there you go. There you go.
I played that.
As Schumacher, yeah. I wanted John McTiernan to direct a Batman movie when I was a kid. That's like the guy who did Die Hard. I was like, yes, have him do a Batman movie.
That would be amazing. I love Die Hard.
Thundercracker for $20. Speaking of drink lots of water, Stephen Lang, while shooting Tombstone, mostly drank tequila on set to get more into character and didn't drink any water. He ended up being hospitalized for a galaxy of kidney stones. Oh, no.
Damn.
Kidney stones suck, okay?
Yeah, they do.
They do. I've seen them extract them.
Oh.
In all different types of ways. So
tricky. Yeah. I don't even want to talk about it.
Yikes.
I had a very bad experience with those.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's fine.
He's like shocked.
We need a wellness check.
He's traumatized.
Tricky gifted 10 Nerdrotic memberships for $50. I thought I was going to die.
I've heard that's like the male equivalent of giving birth.
I thought I was going to die.
That sucks.
Fucking
One?
horrible. 2.
Ooh.
Yikes.
No medical assistance. All me.
You gave birth.
I gave birth.
Congrats.
Yeah,
Thank
that's what
you.
happened. Do you still have them? Like, did
You
they give
framed
them
them?
to you in the little bottle?
No, not where they ended up. No.
Dude, I'd be too tempted to just hit them with a hammer. I'd be like, fuck you.
Emma Morton for $49.99. Adar could have been a very nice villain. I also liked he cut straight to the chase, killing civilians when nobody was telling where they were. I liked Adar. He was cool. He also was almost the only elf who somehow looked like an elf. Yeah, the elves early on, at least in the production art, I'll show it in my video, had long hair for Rings of Power.
Wow.
I'm thinking it's rights issues. I like aesthetically, it's just a dumb decision. Plus, they got I think. Here's one of my theories that's not in the video. Is they just got tired of dealing with the lore, especially with Bad Reboot. People don't want to deal with it at all. Bad Reboot, their whole production style is, I'm going to give you a really mid dessert over and over again. You're not going to get the meal. You're going to get a mid dessert. Okay. And that's all there is. Their stuff is just, it's hollow calories. It means nothing. And they don't have a respect for the art form. They don't care about fucking stories. So things like lore are hard for them. There's a speech out there you can find Kurtzman saying he hates canon. He hates canon. Well, the other guys are the same way. And they proved it in season 1 because there is no canon in it. It's like 2% Tolkien. 2. And you can't count a mention of something or Easter eggs. We're talking about the story. They don't follow the fucking basic story. And they could have. They have the rights. They don't have the rights to the Undying Lands. They don't have the rights to the first age. They can't fuck with the third age at all. But they already did. That's already happened. No Celeborn. She's been walking around for 1,000 years without her husband. They're going to bring him back somehow. And I don't know if they are.
Everybody was thinking Adar was Celeborn. A lot of people were like, yeah, it's Adar. I'm like, I don't think so, but okay.
Celebrimbor is like your old doting, not even your grandpa, your gay uncle. That's what
He's
your
so
gay
flaming.
uncle who was like closet. I had one of those. So your gay uncle who was closeted in the 50s and 60s. Yeah, that's what he was. Tolkien
bad.
fan for $20. Oh, whoops. Faster pace, bigger battles. Yeah, that'll fix the problem with storytelling, characterization, and effect setup and payoff, world building, dialogue, timeline, spatial awareness, consistency, and so on. That's good. That was good. Greg Braun for $20. Hey, Gary, wondered if you saw the new Middle Earth book, The Fall of Numenor. I did, but I didn't buy it. Melissa's out there because I'm not supposed to buy things.
Oh, it's because you're not allowed. Oh,
totally good at this, but I'm not supposed to buy things around Christmas.
Oh, I see.
Yep. But I will eventually and see it because it's by Brian Sibley, who wrote the Lord of the Rings BBC radio series, which I adore. One of the greatest things ever made. It's available on Audible.
oh, good to know.
Or you can get it, get a physical copy. It's even better. You can get CDs, cassette tapes of it. It's all over the place.
You can get the CDs and stuff. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'd rather get that. That's dope.
It's pretty good packaging with them too. Hang on, hold on, I'll show you.
Yes, please. That sounds so cool. Like audiobooks that are like old school.
Now the cassette tapes are the best because they have the wood, but you can get this beautiful Hildebrandt
that's
art.
nice.
Hildebrandt art and this is like an old version.
Whoa.
They did make a special edition with an extra disc and an intro, and like in 2001 with a new intro by Ian Holm. Ian Holm plays Frodo, but yeah.
Was that distracting to have the voice of Bilbo playing Frodo?
No, it's so good. Ian Holm is so freaking good in this.
Oh my god, that's so pretty.
Yeah, really cool stuff.
Cool.
I love that. I want that. That
Little
sounds
map.
cool.
Oops, I dropped.
Oh, I wanted to get a Middle Earth puzzle map. I haven't found one I
Ooh, that's
like.
cool, X-ray girl. I
Yeah.
would like that too. I like puzzles.
Couldn't
Oh my
find it.
god, that's so weird. You know what fell out of it? My old DVD. I'm like,
Hey, it's your Lord of the Rings DVD.
Nice.
It's
On
almost
20
a crime to watch it on DVD now.
from 20 years ago. It was like, I guess I stuffed it in there in the move or something. I don't know what the hell. It's crazy.
That's funny.
Yeah. Definitely get the Lord of the Rings. It's freaking brilliant. Oh my god, it's so good. And the same guy who voices Gollum voices him from the Bashki, Ralph Bashki things.
Oh, well, cool.
Movies, yeah, same guy. He's really fucking good.
What
Really
do I look up? Like BBC?
Yeah, BBC Lord of the Rings,
Rings.
radio drama.
Okay. I might get that. That's
BBC
cool.
Lord of the Rings radio drama cannot recommend it enough. It's the way they recorded it is insane. So they had a mic. They just did it in a studio, right? But they had a mic in the middle. But the way they engineered it was awesome because you can hear. They make distinctions of being outside, being inside, distance, the sound effects. It was done in this like really simple but fucking awesome way, like really artistic way. Like I don't know, they really tried. Back when, I think radio, like audio dramas now are super overproduced. Like this one it was like it was made in the radio era. It was so good. Cannot recommend it enough.
That's cool.
Greg for $20 says, hey Gary, wondered if you saw the new, I read that one. Okay.
Sorry.
Paul Fisher, it's okay. For $10. First time super chat, just finished House of the Dragon. Loved it. Oh, there you go.
Oh.
New person, just finished it, MauLer.
Well.
Oh, guess what?
What?
I get my 4K Blu-rays today of House of the Dragon season 1.
Ooh.
This just means I need to come over. Like you just got so much great stuff.
Yeah. I mean, you totally need to come over and alphabetize my comics. And then, yeah, we could sit in the theater. We get Mark Mark will be easy to sit because he doesn't take up as much room because he has a fake leg.
Wow.
No, I'm just kidding. And we can all the home thing.
I just want to come and hang out with X-Ray Girl
Yeah.
and make Legos with her.
I think what I'm gonna do is just do like a bikini stream by the pool and make Legos.
Yes.
I think that's probably what I'm gonna do.
Lego
Yeah.
Lego bikini building.
Melissa's still in the chat. She'd have to okay that one. Sign up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll wear a burqa. Never mind. We don't want to get too much sun.
Join you. So that's the thing. Oh, sorry. I was gonna say
Cho Chang a while.
I like the idea that she's like, I'll be in a bikini. And it's like, doing Lego. Oh, Lego. Fuck yeah, let's do it.
Makes Legos. Yeah, right. Protege Music for $10. Hey, Gary, I was wondering if you could invite a Bible scholar next Lord of the Rings anniversary stream. There are many things, whether conscious or not, that line up in the Bible in Lord of the Rings. It's fun to speculate. Oh, I've got video of Christopher saying it's absolutely a Christian Catholic work. It is. It just they don't name things specifically, but it is like, yeah, I would do that. I'm down
to clown,
down to talk to anybody about Lord of the Rings. Yeah, next year when we do it, MauLer. I think. Yeah. I mean, we say Return of the King, but it's probably going to have to be like all three, right? I mean, like we'll have to
with more of a focus on Return of the King. But yeah, I mean, we always drift around. It's like impossible not to mention our favorite things from each of them.
Yeah. That was a lot of fun though, dude. I love that stream.
It always is, and like it could be that we go 5 years not talking about it, and then we end up saying all the same stuff. Wouldn't matter because it's just like it deserves to be talked about. It's that good. Even if everyone knows all the stuff we're saying, it's just like, yeah, but it's Lord of the Rings, man. It earned its slot.
Yep. It is a classic. Rings of Power will be, I mean, by season 3, people will be saying it's still on the air.
How many seasons is that now? Is it 5?
Seasons?
And you're like, no, not yet. Again,
3 seasons? It's been like 4 years. 5 years, 3 seasons?
I can't believe it.
So glad Melanie Mack is okay today. She was in the hospital, severely dehydrated. She's doing okay. Good. Thanks, 20 Watt Studio. Thanks for letting us know. And yeah, we were thoughts and prayers out to Melanie Mack.
Yeah.
Our friend.
Melanie.
Don't care if people didn't like the Zack Snyder version, but we were so close to getting a chance to see Superman versus Darkseid, and now James Gunn wants an origin story or Black Superman. Yeah, I know.
I think it was a Drinker that said, because like he said, I'm not doing an origin story. I think it was Az that said like, but it still is going to be an origin story. Like,
you're right.
In spirit, and I think I agree. I like the idea that we got to set up everything again. We have to. It's a brand new set, so. It's
not an origin story because we're not going to see him crash land, but it's an origin story because we haven't seen him become like
we're going to see like the Daily
Superman.
Planet be set up. We're going to see Perry get set up. We're going to see Lois Lane get set up. They're going to have to meet. Like, these are all things that at least the first and probably second act are all going to be origin stuff.
Perry White's going to be a woman, and
it's not like it can't work. It's just I'm with you on the whole like can we like. I'm origin out.
Like, I'm so origined out.
You know, we haven't seen. I know I say it a million times. A full rogues gallery of villains. We have not seen. And people go, "What about Batman and Robin?" No, I'm talking about modern era. We have not. Like the closest we got was probably going to be Snyder. They decided to jump into the middle. That's what you need to do: is jump into the middle. Everybody knows Superman's origin. Everybody, you don't need to even flash back to it. He could just be Superman.
Well, you say that, but doesn't Az like famously say like his huge mistake was rushing too hard into doing like several stories at once, right? Like the Death of Superman, Doomsday,
focus on one, but like you can say the villains are out there. You don't have to introduce them all. They just need to be out there. You know,
like have one and Granny Goodness.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I would love to see Brainiac, but no Brainiac yet.
Solomon.
The only Brainiac I know was played by Spike.
There you go.
Did you ever see that, Gary?
I did. I
So
did.
strange.
I didn't.
Was
He was like a teacher or something, right? He was hiding as a teacher in the school.
I fucking love Smallville, dude. I love that show.
I remember enjoying it. I can't say how good it is or anything because I can't remember, but like I enjoyed it.
Yeah, Melissa and I watched the shit out of that all the way. Dark. Just you have them out there. You don't have to. They don't have to all form a team and fight Superman all at once. Superman can fight one villain at a time, but you can still build your world while he's fighting one villain. It's pretty fucking easy. They do it all the time in comics. Guy, by the way, comics have had this shit mapped out for years, and Hollywood, on a rare occasion, will follow it, and it works almost every time. And then they think, well, our ideas are better. We don't need costumes. Remember, this is a world where they wanted to make a Superman movie who didn't fly, didn't have a cape.
Isn't that what James Gunn did with Guardians of the Galaxy? Like copied the comic blueprint.
That's why it works.
And it worked really well. Like it's like what?
Really well because
why don't you do that again with DC and Superman? Make it Henry Cavill, and you'll be successful. Why don't you just do one movie? Stop doing this whole fucking 5-year plan bullshit. Ugh,
it's got to be franchised hardcore every time. In fact, they're not going to pick it up without you planning that because they're like, we want lots of money over lots of time.
Yep.
So greedy.
I just, it's shocking. Yes. But it's shocking that a company that's so far in debt wants to commit to a 10-year plan after failing on essentially a 10-year plan.
Yeah. If I were them, I'd be like, we just need to find a way to make one good one, and then we'll figure out how to make a second good one instead of
a right now plan.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. A desperate right
like
now.
We need a plan A now.
Even when you make a good movie, it doesn't guarantee you're going to get a universe or a good sequel. Superman, Donner Superman will prove that. That movie was a massive hit, massively popular. Everybody had a fucking Superman shirt in the late 70s. It was as popular as fucking Star Wars, and it got fucked up. Horror for $1. Fuck you. Thank you. Yo, guys, Mr. Longman, would you ever consider doing an EFAP or maybe a happy hour with Drinker on the Uncharted or Ratchet and Clanks? On the Uncharted or Ratchet and Clanks.
The funny thing is, I'm assuming they mean like a game sort of coverage. But the thing is, there's movies for both of those. So I assume they're going for the games, but either way, I'm not up to date enough on, certainly not on Uncharted. I haven't like gotten into any of it. I've heard really bad things about the movie version of that, and then I've heard there's Uncharted 1 and 2 and 3 are pretty liked, but 4 is the dodgy one. I'm not sure. Like I'm so
3
out of
was too.
So then as for Ratchet and Clank, like that's all over the place in terms of just favorites and not favorites and stuff. But so I don't know. The easiest answer I have for this is probably not. I tend to prefer when Drinker will have me on stuff I actually like. I'm familiar with. If, however, he wanted me to play every Ratchet and Clank and watch the movie for an open bar, I would do it for him.
Aw.
I'd say they would be worth a look into. Also, just out of curiosity, how far do you live from the set of Lord of the Rings? He lives in it. He's actually renting out the Airbnb. You can rent out as an Airbnb the Hobbit holes in New Zealand.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I want to go there.
I have to go to that authoritarian fucking nightmare of a country, and I might get trapped there by their ghoulish looking fucking dictators.
Doesn't that suck? Like this world has to be so shit. We can't even go freaking stay at little Hobbit hotels. That sucks.
Yeah.
We just want to stay in each other's Hobbit holes. That's all.
I love Smallville. Good and more innocent times. Lana was hot, says Lance Johnson for €50. Yeah, Lana was.
She was pretty.
She was.
I never watched the show, but I remember her being really pretty.
I remember knowing about Lois Lane, obviously, and then when that show started up and Lana Lang was like the first love interest, I was like, "Why isn't she Lois? What is this? They're screwing it up."
Me too, MauLer. I think that's one of the reasons I didn't watch it because I was like, "Did they change Lois Lane?" Well, I'm out.
For one, that's one of the earliest signs of ginger side.
Ooh.
Be honest. She was pretty hot. But the Lois in Smallville, kind of the best Lois. The Lois in
Really?
Smallville. Oh, Erica Durance, right? Canadian.
Yes.
She's
Enrique
better
Durant.
than she's better than
She's pretty fucking good as a Lois. Like comic accurate and really hot. I mean, like let's not lie here.
she's better than Terry Hatcher.
Yes.
Wow.
And I like Lois. I like Lois and Clark, but
Okay.
I think a lot of dudes will agree with me. Maybe for the wrong reasons, but or the right reasons. We'll see.
Depends on your reasons.
I'm looking at.
Like,
I'm
okay,
looking her up because I
in
didn't
old
know she
school,
was.
so Noelle Neal from the 50s, George Reeves TV show. That's my first Lois. She was awesome. Love her. Met her in real life. It was fucking awesome. She came to my store, but yeah, the Lois from Smallville. Come on. Damn. They don't make them like that.
See, I thought you were gonna say Terry Hatcher.
One of a kind.
But I mean, I get it
Terry
though.
Hatcher was hot until she changed her hair. I didn't like her hair or change. That was you know how that was super controversial at the time when she
Really, that's
away from
interesting.
her little. Yeah, that's come on.
She's very pretty.
Not even close.
Bada-boom.
Yeah,
Wow.
look at the Lois that's in the CW one that looks like the Skeletor.
Oh my god!
She's
Why would you say that?
Or
she's skeletal. I'll just say
Oh,
she's
skeletal.
skeletal. Okay, skeletal, not skeletal.
I need to look her up. Wait, who is this one?
skeletal. She's
What the one from like the news Lois and Clark? Is that what you're talking about?
the Superman and Lois, the
Superman
one
and Lois, that's
CW
right.
show.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah,
Superman
she's
and
not a
Lois.
very good Lois. She's not a very good Lois.
right,
Merry
I'll be the
Christmas,
judge
Real
of that.
BBC, and happy birthday to Jennifer Lawrence, I assume. Ian, so forth.
Ian.
Yes, hail. Good one.
Diane.
The new Lois, like I just looked her up in the CW one. She looks like a Karen. Like I don't know why, but she gives off like Karen vibes. Is that true? Am I getting the vibes right?
The
I
one
haven't seen
from
the show, but I've heard it's good. So, or at
It's
least the
pretty
first season's good.
The first season's good. I watched the whole first season, but I never dipped into the second season. I even own it. I thought it was it was old CW. It reminded me of CW from the like Arrow season 1 and 2. That's what it
Arrow.
was. Like where they
Oh,
tried.
I loved Arrow.
But
Yeah.
they actually tried. That's pretty good. Yeah.
But that's all it was. I mean, like you can't compare it to something cinematic. You can't compare it to like, I mean, Smallville like was the blueprint. Well, actually, Buffy, Angel, Smallville, were all the blueprint for the CW. It just went crazy. Vampire Diaries, my favorite
Oh,
show.
yeah.
Vampire Diaries. A
Yes.
jam. Me and Melissa.
It's like
Ryder
superhero TV shows
Aw.
are just every. We were kind of. Are we past or are we in the superhero TV show obsession? We're still in, right?
Mm,
I think it's on its way out.
I think
because
it's
of Disney
yeah.
Plus. Disney Plus is ruining
Because
them.
the CW is like actually is like this skeleton crawling across the floor. Meanwhile, Marvel is like telling everyone it's going great, but we're all like, is it though? Is it really?
No.
And so yeah, because like, was it Joss with Buffy and Angel? Like he wanted probably the rights to an actual like IP for a superhero of some kind, but he just made his own. Was kind of the solution. And then yeah, they were like, holy shit, this is viable. Because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. went for a while as well, right?
Yeah. Didn't it go for like 5 years or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
watched-
never watched it, but
Neither did I.
I liked the first 2 seasons when there was connected to the MCU and season 2 connected to Winter Soldier. I thought that was pretty cool. That one episode that connected directly to Winter Soldier, but then it went off, and that's when they started parting ways with Joss Whedon.
I still I agree with you, Gary. I think the best superhero like series ever made is Daredevil.
Lana Lang.
it's just-
Sorry. Lana Lang is not hotter than Erica Durance. Nope, not even close. One's a woman, one's a little girl. Okay, just
Damn.
they're both very
Ooh.
attractive, but the Lana one is like a little girl, and Erica Durance is a full grown ass woman. Big difference there. Huge difference. There's some other differences too. There's a couple differences.
Get a poll going.
There's a biological difference, that's for sure.
couple, yeah.
But yeah, I think Daredevil is the best like superhero TV series that we ever got. Like, and I'd even say some of the other Netflix ones too. Like I like The Punisher. Jessica Jones was okay, especially one with David Tennant.
David
as the bad
Tennant carried
guy.
that.
He was so good. Luke Cage was all right.
First 6 episodes with Cottonmouth.
Yeah,
Dude,
those are great.
Ugh,
I like that.
he never killed
The
that.
first season was great.
Yeah, I think Daredevil's like one of the best shows ever made. It's not
Yeah.
just a superhero show. It's like one of the best shows ever made, period. Like they
Very lucky to have gotten that.
Mm-hmm. That one was just fantastic.
Let's
Can't wait for the new version.
Oh, I know, right?
He's made some comments too, and I'm like, Charlie, just stop it. I'm just gonna go watch your old school series and remember what it was like.
Yeah, it doesn't have any of the same people writing it, so there no hope.
He's gonna get so cucked. I mean, he's already gotten cucked, but it's like in She-Hulk, but now
I'm curious as to did Disney even try to get the old people back to, I don't know.
I don't know, probably not.
Teddy for 179 said, in bed with the coof, thinking I've ruined my express. Oh no!
Oh, that sucks.
We'll stream for you. Try to keep you company. That sucks. No coof on Christmas. Ufen Heldar. What the? Ulf Hendar 7.
It's a Norse god.
Ulf Hendar 7 for $10 says, first time donation here.
Ooh.
What did you guys think of the White Knight comics by Sean Murphy? Artwork is usually my selling point, which is why I like his style. I liked it quite a bit for what it was. I mean, it took place in the animated series universe, right? So I like Sean Murphy. I like Punk Rock Jesus. I thought he's a very good artist. Very, very good artist who I think is a guy who just wanted to draw comics and got caught up in this fucking SJW bullshit that was going. Thank you, honey.
Aww. What'd you get?
I got a black coffee. I like my coffee like I like my men. There you go.
Oh my.
Tall and black.
Hot and black. I don't know.
This is why this show is called the BBC.
That's right.
I got it now.
So no sugar in
Grande black coffee.
in the coffee. It's got to be black. For one, that's where you get the highest impact of the caffeine. The sugar actually fucks with the caffeine impact. So,
I mean, I like my coffee black too, but sometimes I add creamer. That's not real coffee?
That's gay.
Is it gay? Oh, okay.
No, I did it too, but it's super like when you're 53, it sticks around, in all the wrong places. That's why.
Yeah, I don't do the sugar though. No
I
sugar
like a good, I'm gonna just basic bitch myself right now. I like a pumpkin spice latte once in a while.
I'm so sorry. I love it. Don't tell me to take it with soy milk though, please.
No.
Thank God. Gary.
Almond milk or milk?
Almond milk. I don't like milk.
Really?
Yeah.
See, it has to come from a teat for me, Gary.
So
It's not real milk unless it comes from a teat.
Well, it's a nut milk.
Does it have
Can
teats?
nuts be teats?
Nuts can be like teeth.
nowadays, I have no idea.
Do nuts have teats?
Erica Durant's with the Amazon costume. Damn, says Willis Guru for $10. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so my final video of the year, my last video of the year, because the Rings of Power one's coming out right after, about a half an hour after the stream. I got to let it breathe a little bit, for notifications and shit. But 30 minutes after the stream, I will be dropping a video called Rings of Power, The Making of a Disaster. But the final video of the year, I'm working on it today. And hopefully I finish it today. I got like fifth of the way through it, is a top 5. MauLer's pushing for a top 10, and he might be right.
Yeah. I think it
but
should
it's
be
a
a
top
top 10
5
too.
video. It's a top 5 video. And
It's going to be an opportunity if you don't do top 10.
and I was talking, I was thinking about when America didn't have a giant stick up its ass. And then what made it worse is it made the world have a giant stick up their ass. Like when we started lodging that. Remember in 2012 when Olivia Munn would raw dog a bunch of, it was in 2005, sorry, not 2012. It was raw dog and hot dogs on Attack of the Show. like shit was funny. People didn't take things that seriously. You know, it was a good time. It was a before time. We are in opposite of that time. It sucks.
It's bizarro world.
Fucking sucks. And it's also the worst time to come out with like an intellectual IP. It's like the worst time to relaunch a network like G4. Like, what were you fucking thinking? Relaunching that network now? Like, I wouldn't adapt any. Like Elric, people like make an Elric movie. No, leave it alone. Like, just leave it alone. Leave it alone. Trust me.
Leave all of it alone.
Leave all of it.
Leave
alone.
Conan alone. There's certain things you just. Star Wars should have left it alone.
Mm-hmm.
Everything should be left alone.
Except for
at
The
this point.
Mandalorian. I'll say the first season I liked.
Boo.
First season, come on.
Boo.
It was people like me.
You just like that little baby Yoda.
I do.
There
I
it
like
is.
Baby Yoda too, but I don't like Disney Star Wars.
Maybe I'm like 3 years older than Baby Yoda, just so you know.
Okay.
I heard Baby Yoda sales is like down the shitter, which I think is funny.
Yeah, because it was only gonna remember Baby Groot?
Yes.
That's
It lasted
all
for,
they
like,
did was
months.
Copy Baby Groot.
Yeah.
And Baby
Yeah.
Groot was like, remember the little plant?
Yes.
It was cute.
So cute.
Everyone liked it for like 2
Mm.
years, and then you never
Yep.
fucking thought about it. And like Groot's been kind of ruined, and he's been growing up forever now.
Forever, yeah. And
His-
he's still not grown. Like he's still a teenager in the last movie.
And
Like,
it's a total,
fuck?
absolute ripoff of Gizmo.
Yeah, I'll agree to that.
Gizmo, yeah.
I'll agree to that.
Annette O'Toole in her prime was the best Lana Lang. Watch 48 Hours, buddy. If you like that. If you like Annette O'Toole in her prime, watch 48 Hours. One of the greatest movies ever made.
48 hours?
Eddie Murphy, Nick Nolte. You've not seen 48
Oh.
Hours? You need to watch 48 Hours by the time we talk again.
Oh, you're fired.
Oh, you're fired.
Huh?
The
Yeah, you'll thank me.
1982
It's a
action
great
comedy.
fucking
That's
movie. So,
right.
like, you like Beverly Hills Cop? You like Eddie Murphy? Well, this is the movie before that. It's a Walter Hill movie. And it's like, it was pitched as this comedy, but it's like a legit action cop movie that just happens to have Eddie Murphy being funny in it. But it's like, it's a fucking great movie. It's a great
Ooh.
movie. And they can't make it anymore. Movies like that anymore. Takes place in San Francisco. You never heard that? There's a new sheriff in town. You never heard? No, nothing. Oh my God. These kids today.
I'll watch it though until the next time we speak. I promise.
You'll watch it until then. Damn.
Yeah.
Just gonna keep it on repeat.
Yeah.
Keep going.
It's got lesbians in it. And it was made
Whoa.
In the 80s? It
in
didn't
the
exist.
80s.
1982, this movie came out.
Dean. Oh, who was I looking at the other day? They were saying, people were like casting Tom Holland as Superman. I'm like, that's exactly what they're
No.
gonna do. They're gonna do something like that, and it's
Or
just,
Harry
That'll be
Styles.
fucking nuts in terms of just,
No. He's
no.
Spider-Man. They're not gonna do that.
not,
but-
but somebody like him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be the kid from what's it called? Cobra Kai. The short
Which
kid.
one?
That's terrible.
Robbie.
That's fucking
Oh.
terrible.
Although they might do Miguel just to be like, diverse.
Oh.
That'd be-
Merry Christmas, y'all. I know this seems impossible, but I found another plot hole in Mom. When Strange has the anti-magic gauntlets on, why aren't his hands shaking again? He's using magic to fix them.
That is true. That's what they say in the first movie. So if he has no magic, his hands should be fucked. But they didn't watch the first one, dude.
Oh yeah,
Nope.
that's right. Totally forgot about that.
Remember the whole like we know nothing about the multiverse and we know about this like in the first movie they say the sling rings help you travel the multiverse. It's a line in the movie.
And before things got completely fucked editorially in comics, it wasn't super tight, but it was pretty tight. Back in the 70s and 80s, the editorial was pretty fucking tight. Like, if something like that happened, there would be a little box where like what comic you can refer to for the continuity.
In a perfect world, right? We notice things that are out of place because we're hyper fans. And we go, oh, it's unfortunate they missed that. But what we see that nowadays is just like, did they get anything at all?
Mhm.
Did they literally make a single fucking connection properly? No. Okay, cool.
People are telling me in the chat that Robbie's already Blue Beetle or something. I didn't know that, but well, Robbie's gonna be Superman now. That's my bet. That's my bet.
I can't believe that, like, yeah, like they're even continuing with the Blue Beetle movie and the Shazam movie.
I can't believe they're doing the Shazam thing. It's like, what? Why? Like, that's
Alcatraz
over now.
$2.99 on the Streamlab side for $50 says, "Hail and Merry Christmas. Hope you guys and gals have an amazing weekend." Also picked up the Spawn Batman crossover. It was okay. Best thing about it, we see Spawn beat the crap out of Bat.
Ooh.
Yeah, you know, I'm hearing the same thing from this one as I heard from the first two. As particularly the one that it was Spawn and it was Todd McFarlane and Frank Miller, which was an exquisitely drawn comic with a stupid story. They did another one that had a little bit of better story, but yeah, Todd McFarlane, better artist than he is writer. We'll just say, but I'm a big fan, though. Hey, I dug these out. Hang on. Since it's a comic book show, well, here you're gonna see.
Somebody said Elliot Page will be Superman.
Yes, that's it.
Please no. Those look cool, Gary.
Oh, they're McFarlane Spider-Mans. They're
That's fucking
McFarlane
awesome.
Amazing Spider-Mans. I was gonna bag and board. I'll wait till the next one to do that. I do need to do that, but I need to finish a video first. Matt Gudiamede. I messed up your last name, Matt. I'm so sorry. It's French. For 5 Canadian pesos, it was a pleasure to start watching you guys this year. Upwards and forwards, you guys are doing the Lord's work. Cheers to you.
Oh, Merry Christmas. Thank
Merry
you.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Night of Solaire for $10 says the first Avatar gave birth to the incel. Okay.
Okay.
Was that Jennifer
Avatar,
Lawrence?
Jennifer Lawrence gave birth to the first incel.
Wow.
Oh. That makes
Luka
sense.
Pilipovic for $2 Australian. Everyone who says they like Avatar is avatarded. I totally agree.
Oh, that's good.
Oh,
That's
no.
funny.
The Earth is dead plot line is stupid. It is far easier to fix Earth, no matter how damaged, than go to another and terraform a new one. Isaac
Thank you.
Isaac Arthur covers this on his channel.
Fucking thank you. That's what I've been saying.
I wanted to know more. I was like, oh no, humans are in trouble.
Fucking
And like,
terraform.
would destroying humans here snuff them out forever?
Okay.
Jake doesn't care. The movie doesn't care. So it's like,
To tell-
okay.
Sorry.
Nobody gives a fuck.
No, and to tell the fucking retards in Hollywood that you know what the humans would have to do to hurt this planet, it would take thousands and thousands of years for us, our gradual with our trash and everything. Now, if it's a planet dying because a meteor hit it or there was a super volcano or something like that, okay, give us that reason. Give us that reason. But no, they're saying it was the humans who did it. It would take so fucking long, okay? Because the Earth has recovered from 5 mass extinctions. 5. The planet has been a snowball. It has been literally frozen from pole to pole. It has also been one temperature with a varying of 2 degrees from pole to pole at times, like Dagobah. It's been a lot of things. It would take a lot for us little ants to kill this planet.
Yep.
A fucking lot.
Yeah, we're just renting. Mother Earth is like, guys, don't piss me off.
If we fire off every nuclear bomb, okay, we'll kill ourselves. Planet will recover eventually.
Yeah, even Earth would be like, ha, he loses.
Yep.
I'm fine.
That was an old CW show too, The 100.
Oh, I like that show.
Yeah, until the last season. God, that was fucking
Yeah.
Melissa liked that show too.
I feel like Melissa and I like a lot of the same shows.
John and Klassen for 5 Canadian pesos. If I mispronounce that name, it's on brand, but I'm still sorry. I must say the diversity ratio today is on point. Extra points today. Oh, thank you. I'm going to virtue signal how great I am for having an Eldridge God and WOC's Women of Color.
Allure. Spelled with
Yeah,
O-U-R.
If we can just get rid of that white guy,
I
everything
know,
will be great.
fucking
I know.
racist bigot.
I At least one white guy's not here anymore.
You know when this argument was absolutely killed is they're using it against Graham Hancock for his fucking Netflix special. They're calling him Graham Hancock, a white supremacist, the most earthy ayahuasca sucking going to fucking like this is like that is insane.
Over what?
It's like calling a Berkeley, well, actually Berkeley professors are white supremacists, but you know what I mean. Like he is an old classic liberal guy, and
Over which show?
over Ancient Apocalypse.
Oh,
Calling him a fucking white supremacist because they say he's pushing white supremacist ideals with the
right, the colonialism.
He said they were white, which he never said, which is fucking stupid.
So stupid. Yeah, because they said the same thing.
She's Indian. She's Indian, I think. She might be part something else too, but I'm pretty sure Sancha is Indian. Maybe I'm wrong.
They said the same thing about Tim Burton too. That I got mixed up for a second because of the bully being black and Wednesday or whatever. They were like, he's a white supremacist.
Well, that's the thing. That paperwork, and we went over. I'm pointing it to us right there, and the GLAAD thing we went over yesterday is they're writing rules to basically you cannot portray. You can't kill a gay character. You can't portray black characters or black people as bad, or anybody or any identity other than white as bad. It's gonna be really hard to write a story about real people. You know what I mean? Because real people are fucking bad. Good.
Yeah,
what about blue?
Everybody's bad.
Is it all right if they're blue?
No, that's Blueface.
That is
That's
Blueface.
Stop it, Mom.
Coded.
I'm Harry.
Guardian Fortress to give us a super sticker for $9.99. Thank you. Wilson Tavares for $5 says the only reason people seem to like the new Avatar movies that I can see is the fact that the male protagonist isn't portrayed as a weak beta. Yeah, I mean, like, good. I'm all for it.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I like family dynamic, and that's good. But there's one spoiler.
Well, we've kind of spoiled the whole thing. I don't know.
Yeah, we have. We really have.
They killed one of his sons, and he basically, because he went over there because it was a dumb move. I mean, it's just
when a father is told that you better come here, like surrender, or I'm gonna kill one of your two daughters and then possibly both of them. It's like, oh shit. And then he just comes at him head on, and then Quaritch is just like, damn, he called my bluff. That's that, I guess. I was so disappointed with that. I was saying on the Metals Forge, like, I've never been so upset that a little girl's throat wasn't slit in the movie. I was like, come on.
I know.
Damn,
they're setting him up to be a good guy for what? Like,
it's like we talk about this all the time. It's like, what makes a villain intimidating, right? If Quaritch says, I am going to kill the people you love if you don't do as I say, and then you don't do as he says, and he goes,
The way this movie's being set up, they should literally just go destroy Earth. Because every human is bad. Like, Earth is the Death Star right now. They should just send a little Avatar X-Wing over there and blow it up.
Yeah,
every human is bad.
when I was watching, I was like, "You're gonna kill your daughter, Jake? What are you doing?" And then I was just like, "Oh, I guess he's relying on Quaritch just not having the balls to do it." And I was like, "That's lucky, man. He was kind of a crazy guy in the first one. He seemed like he'd be willing to do it."
But also, MauLer, we were talking about this in the back. And they they kind of blur the lines between like good and evil, though, because that chick was like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill my adopted son. Fuck you, dude." And then it was just like all like, and then the human kid didn't even leave afterwards. It was like,
well, that's the thing.
He didn't care about you. She didn't care about you at all.
That's how like we got a different Quaritch in this film, because first of all, he wasn't willing to execute his family members to stop him from killing his own men, which he totally would. But he secondly gave up the kid to save his own kid. Technically the blood of the person he was. Do you understand what I mean? Like, it's like, okay, when she raised that boy, like, she shouldn't even be coming close to killing him. But I was as convinced as Quaritch. I was like, oh my god, is she about to do it? Jesus, like, it's just gonna kill him.
I think she was, MauLer. I think she was racist towards the humans. She was like, fuck this. I hate this kid because he's a human, and I'll fucking kill his ass because a son for a son. Like, she's gonna do it.
Yeah, Quaritch had some empty threats, and then he gave up his only leverage because he felt something for a boy that is technically connected to him biologically. And I was just like, man, I don't know this character. I don't know if you guys remember in the first one, but he was ruthless.
He was very ruthless. It made no sense
No,
that
no,
they brought him back.
No, and the best part about the first movie too, by the way.
Oh, dude, when
Mm-hmm.
it gets referenced a lot, 'cause it's just such a badass moment when he realizes they're stealing one of the I don't know, Hornet things like from the base, and he just grabs a gun, says "masks on," bursts open the door. He hasn't got a mask himself, so he's like literally choking to death, just trying to shoot them before they could exit. He's even out of ammo, and the rifle just starts shooting them with the pistol until someone brings him a mask.
That's
there's
badass.
there's also badass stuff with him, but didn't really get much of that in the new one.
No. It was.
Like I said, they called his
weird.
bluff, which I didn't think was possible with Quaritch. I thought his whole thing was that he was like determined to the end, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marine. Or was. Now he's a blue face.
I did like one line and like I got a chuckle out of that line in the movie where I forget the main Avatar dude's name. Jake? Is that what his name is?
Yeah.
When his kid gets into a fight and then he gets he like tells the other brother like, how did the other side look? And the kid's like worse, and he's like, okay, good. Like I thought that was great.
Like
that was a good line.
But that's I mean, like the fact that that's a normal dad thing. I think okay. What this movie tried to do is have the best of both worlds. It tried to be woke and have a family. It did. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And it had a family. And it was still fucking woke. And it wasn't, but it's not woken up. The thing is, like, you know, normal people will go, all right, it's a little woke with his family. That's cool. And the woke will go, not woke enough. Where's the for one? Where are the articles? I'm so disappointed in the leftists right now. Where was the LGBTQ plus representation in Avatar? I haven't seen one. I was expecting one by now. Now the coding of Polynesian people. I even asked, I'm like, how is an alien race tattooing their face like the Maori? Like,
well, they're making noise about it. That's for sure. They're like, boycott this movie.
I looked at that. I'm like, okay, it's fine. But then I got over it. I'm not going to like sit there and I doubt anybody other than offended white women give a fuck. Outside of that. Wow.
Woke white women are the worst.
Woke white women are the worst. The Yellow Flash is right.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay. We're going to get here we go. 200 Watt Studio for $20 says James Gunn hasn't shown in any of his work that he is has the skill set to write a proper Superman from Kansas. I totally agree. Your films have the same out there quirky subversive humor that is 180 degrees from Superman. Totally agree. Tailor-made for the Suicide Squad, Guardians of the Galaxy. There's a bunch of like, you know, like he could probably, like James Gunn could probably pull off Rom, the Space Knight. He probably could. But I don't. Superman. There are people who could tackle Superman right now who I think would be very good at it, but Hollywood doesn't believe it. There'll always be some producer notes. Don't you think that that's a little red state? Don't you think that's a little Republican? Don't you think that's a little Christian patriotism? Oh, those are Nazis. Patriots are Nazis. Don't you know that? Like it's going to be really tough for Hollywood to pull off Superman. So good luck. And like Zaslav, I don't think he cares. I think Zaslav wants everything to be reality TV at Warner Brothers. And quite frankly,
he wants dollars. That's what he wants.
Yep.
Hey, Gary, real quick, you know that woman that kind of blocked everyone and talked about like whatever? She just made a tweet about Ryan Kinnell.
What does it say? Just read it to me real quick.
It says, I know I'm winning in life when hashtag Ryan Kinnell is making a video about me, and I wouldn't talk about look, sir, that hairline's holding on for dear life, and like posts a picture of him.
Oh, dude. They always say that, but like he's got his hairline's perfectly fine. He's just got a big forehead. That's it.
Yeah. I thought his hairline was fine.
That's a moment where Ryan would be like, Gary, stop helping me.
He's just got a big forehead. No, but the hairline is fine. But like, yeah, I if I was that chick, I wouldn't be talking. She looks like a fucking beach ball. So roll around. You don't need to go for a walk with her. You could just like roll her around. She can be a flotation device at the beach.
She's
Be
gonna
talking shit about my boy Ryan.
she'll
Oh
do
my
well in
Don't throw
Avatar.
stones in glass houses, lady. And listen, I'm old. I don't give a fuck, but I've done tons of fucking drugs and abused my body. But and I'm 53. What is she like? 20, 28, 30? Can't
She's
wait.
gonna hit the wall
My
soon.
age. When she get to my age, see how you look, girl.
I mean, I'd argue she's already hit the wall, but
Yeah. Hit the few times. Face first. Lord Baratheon for $49.99. What are you guys? I mean, if we want to get into personal looks at attacks on people, then like, dude.
Well, she's claiming he started it, so I don't know.
What? He probably called her a fat loser, but he calls everybody a fat loser.
It's a term of endearment.
What are you guys' thoughts on the confirmation that the Spectacular Spider-Man will be in the Across the Universe, Spider-Verse? Lord Baratheon, my son, is beyond like over the moon excited because that's his favorite Spider-Man. Like he loves Spectacular Spider-Man.
Love Spider-Man.
So I think it's cool. I'm fine with Across the Spider. I'm fine with the movies. I'm fine with the Spider-Verse as long as it doesn't fuck with Spider-Man. It can exist as a cartoon. That's what it is. I think this one's going to be woke as fuck, though. I think this one, they just bring the woke. I think they're going to do the old one, Hollywood 1-2. They'll lure you in with the first one, and then they'll woke the fuck out of this one. So that's my prediction. We will see.
More woke.
You're going to go see it? You're going to go see it in the theaters?
I mean, I saw the first one in the theater.
Maybe.
Yeah, if my son wants to go see it because of Spectacular Spider-Man, I'll end up taking him. But if it's woke, he'll hate it as much as I will. So, because he's smart.
Peter Parker's Spider-Man. That's all.
Peter Do you see somebody tweeted me yesterday?
Yes.
Miles Morales kicked your ass. I'm all, he'd still be Miles Morales.
Yeah, I laughed so hard.
Just a reminder, Snyder, Affleck, we're going to take full advantage of Batman being around for 20 years. Affleck, the Batman before Reeves stole the title, was going to feature a sequence where Batman went to Arkham and would walk through the halls. That's like, how could we have not gotten that? Like, with a rogues gallery, with a proper rogues gallery. I know. There's been other films that have been, it's not like the comic books. Anakbamon for this is the three parts, by the way. You would see pretty much every Batman villain in the cells. Think of the recent Batman short, except which was great, by the way, except every villain's played by the name actor. This wouldn't either set them up for their own comic or at the very least given the respect they deserve. Affleck is almost is the most comic accurate Batman as far as looks. Yes, simply by detail, he is probably going to become every bit as definitive as the DCAU version with villains to match. I would rather have that than had that than what's to come. Oh well, like I said, I'm out. Fuck them. Yeah, like Robert Pattinson's Batman is not this vast improvement on Ben Affleck's Batman. As a matter of fact, it's a step down. It just is. As far as looks, as far as aesthetics. He could that could change. I have no faith in people from Bad Reboot. I just don't. And Matt Reeves, probably the best out of Bad Reboot. Still Bad Reboot. Still there. Still had that ending. Nerd Rage Berserker for $5. Thank you for this year, Gary. Best thing that happened this year was finding your channel. Hail Friday Night Tides. Hail the Fellowship. That is an awfully... Thank you, man. That is more than I deserve. The guys are great, though. Armando 94 for $4.99. X-Ray Girl. No need to see Rise of Skywalker. Just watch MauLer's video instead. I really love the Babu Frick portion of his video. That's a good recommendation, actually.
Yeah,
They
I
can't
always
act
like
as
to watch.
replacements.
I like to watch the movie first and then watch the breakdown because then I understand it better.
No, I think you'll actually understand it better to just watch MauLer's video because
At least for that one.
The movie's that bad.
It was hard to make that video. That
Rise
movie
of-
is nonsense.
That's the 9th one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
It's called Rise of Skywalker, and that title comes from somebody stealing somebody's last name at the end of the film.
Yep.
Yeah. But not the Skywalker I'm thinking of.
So you hear something like Rise of Skywalker, you'd think,
I thought it was Luke.
It's the Skywalker's coming back, or she's a Skywalker. No, she just takes his name at the end.
Oh.
That is quintessential Jar Jar Abrams. That is it. We come up with the title. Oh, it doesn't need to connect to the story in any way, shape, or form. It's just to lure you in.
Well, do you remember there was like viral videos of that happening in the cinema, and then several audiences be like, "Boo!"
People actually booed?
Oh yeah, yes. That ending, yeah.
Oh no.
No, I was with people who liked The Last Jedi who fucking hated that movie. So yeah, it was crazy.
Oh,
before COVID, that was. Happy Christmas, everyone. Gary, have you read Donny Cates' Venom series? What are your thoughts on it? Fantastic run, in my opinion. Hail to the chat and as. Eddie Brock 9043 for $4.99. I did, and I thought it was pretty good, but then I got to know Donny Cates a little bit, just via the internet. I don't know him personally, and I stopped reading his stuff because I found out he was part of a whisper network to cancel other fucking people. And like, here's the deal. The comic industry is full of a bunch of fucking fighting cats. That's always been that way. It's a bunch of creatives in one place with fucking egos. And quite frankly, to hone your skill as a comic book artist, most of the time you're spending a lot of time by yourself and not with people. So it doesn't make you the best people person. Some are very good at it. Some are like really affable. Stan Lee. There's people who are really good at the social aspect of it. Most of them were not. So they don't get along and they backstab the shit out of each other. That was like one of the ugliest things I saw. And it's no different today. It's no different today. It's just the political angle came in and you saw what a bunch of fucking mean girls they are. They're a bunch of fucking mean girls. So I didn't hang out with a lot of them. I was like, I just want to like this stuff. I don't want to know. I don't want to know how the hot dog is made. I just don't. MauLer, hot take. The Dark Knight suffers due to a bunch of plot conveniences, such as the gun jamming, saving Harvey, and Joker escaping thoughts. Says Silk Catfish 766 for £6 British.
Well, you get a lot of people talking about Joker's plan in the Dark Knight. There's a couple of things that really rely on some really shaky timings for different things to happen. There's even in the bank, right, that they say that the Joker was just relying on human nature in the bank for everyone to agree to betray each other, but to it result in just him being left. You have to wonder, like, if one had talked to another or if someone had betrayed him earlier, things could go wrong. But he's I think that's what they're going for in that movie. He's a chaotic agent who relies on humans behaving in chaotic ways. But I think you guys remember, right? He bursts out of the bank with the school bus, and that somehow manages to make it so that nobody can, like, he sneaks away because the timing on that is amazing. And I mean, both the buses behind and in front would be like, what the fuck? Like someone just blew out of a bank. There are things, all right? But I will never stop singing the praises of Heath Ledger's performance. Holy moly.
Yeah. All-timer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed. Yeah, like it's not a perfect Batman movie. It's a fun movie. It's probably the best Batman movie, but but it doesn't have the best Batman in it. Like, I like Christian Bale. Thought his voice was silly. Didn't like the costume. Never liked the costume in the Nolan universe stuff. It's okay. That's why I don't know any 1/6 scales from the Nolan stuff, except for Heath Ledger, because I just think the costume looks.
Yeah, it's weird. If I made like a ranking of my favorite Batmans, I really don't know when I would put the Bale Batman in there. He's not. I've never been that super duper interested in him. I've always thought he was fine.
He was fine. He worked in Nolan's world, but dude, Harvey Dent was done so well, and which gets overshadowed by Heath Ledger, but like Harvey Dent was done pretty well. That was pretty cool. For the little time we got Two-Face, it was pretty fucking cool.
I think it's like, I was gonna ask you, like, what do you think as well? But like, I really liked Bane. I thought they just ruined the thing they created in their own movie in Rises. Like, As much as he's not, from what I understand, the comic version, I enjoyed what they did, and then they made him get shot by Catwoman, which is weird. When you've built them up, him and Batman, you build up throughout the whole movie, and then really weird storytelling choice.
Yep, agreed. I think the best live action Batman, I mean, like comic wise, looking wise, is Ben Affleck. It is, just is. I've
always been really open about how much I feel like he was shafted, and Ben Affleck could have been like with the right writing and directing, like a really strong Batman.
When Val Kilmer was cast, I was so fucking excited. I was like, "Oh, what? Oh, this is gonna be awesome! No way!" Tommy Lee Jones is Two-Face. Jim Carrey is the Riddler. We're like, "Holy fuck, this thing's gonna level up!" And then, at the time, I liked it. I was 25, young, but I walked out of it going, "It still could have been better," but I liked it. Then I hated Batman and Robin.
Wow, it's so good.
I like Christian Bale's Batman.
I think it's good. It's fine. It's just not extraordinary. It's not like the best part of the movies. And it's like not really close to a comic book version. It's way too grounded. That's why, when they went to.
That's a question. What are you guys' takes on whether or not Val Kilmer Batman killed Tommy Lee Jones or not? What do you think? When he throws all the coins at him to make him lose his balance and fall into a pile of acid, does that count as killing him or does it not?
I think it's plausible deniability.
Yeah.
But
because I've seen people discuss this for a long time. It's like he didn't kill him. He just,
he could have lived.
He could have lived.
But does that not count enough anyway? Like if I throw a grenade at somebody and they survive it, I'm like, yeah, see,
technically, like Batman's, he would know it would kill him. He would know
gravity killed him. I think you'll find it was the acid. I think
you would know that would kill him. So that's a technicality.
Yeah, I think he did it.
Second degree murder, right?
Jones, like Two-Face is so shitty. It's so fucking terrible.
Dude, it's fucking insane. I can't believe it even happened.
Yeah.
He is trying to out-ham Jim Carrey in that movie. It's like, what is happening? I don't know who told people what, but yeah, I don't know.
A man's allowed one pumpkin spice latte a year. After that, basically white girl territory, says Judo Cricket. $1.
I mean, I should know. I order those all the time.
Yeah. No, Zaku Boy has there's a couple of chats here. No, Zaku Boy on the Streamlabs side for $50. There's two, so that's $100.
Wait, where are you getting that?
Huh?
Where are you getting that? There's just one.
It's just one? Then you put two in there.
No,
this is Merry Christmas, you guys. I picked up Batman the Animated. Oh,
that's a different one.
The different one. My bad. So let me read this one first.
That's the one on the screen.
Merry Christmas, you guys. I picked up Batman the Animated Series about a month ago, but haven't had time to watch it yet. Well, make time.
Yeah.
For those who haven't seen it, what is my favorite episode?
There's so many. I love so many of them.
Dude, I haven't watched it in like 5 years. I'll get back to you on that one.
I think from off the top of my head, I love Girls Night Out. I thought that was such a good episode.
Wow, you vote for the girly one.
Yeah, because I love Harley Quinn. I voted for the girly one.
Chick. I got to get this highlighted, so I'm just going to go. What was that? Yeah, Jones hates Carrie. He hated Carrie, that's for sure.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
Really?
Did they hate each other to a degree, or was it Jim was trying to make him laugh and stuff, and it wasn't working?
Booming from beyond the edge of time and space drifts the enigmatic entity. Sorry, there's no Saku Boy stream website for $50. Booming from beyond the edge of time and space drifts the enigmatic entity, the Nerdrotic. Peeping Tom has been captured by agents of shills. That's good. Can the boomer from beyond dust off his A game and master the what?
The multisyllabic.
Yeah. See, I can't even say that. Make out artist tongue twister. That's good. That's good. Tricky for $20. Says, damn it, Gary, I spent about 10 minutes looking for that picture of Erica Durance. Thankfully, I have the entire Smallville series on Blu-ray. Merry Christmas. No, you got to get the one where she's dressed up in the star. It's like all, what was it? The cheerleader uniform? Or what was the, I can't remember now. It was like just look up Erica Durance from Smallville. You'll find the picture. There's plenty. They dolled her up a lot, and she didn't have a problem with it. Luis Suevas for $30. Gary, as an intro to 40K, you should do a book club on the books or book. I recommend the Eisenhorn Omnibus. Oh my God. Is that a good place to start? I need the most okay. Warhammer 40K fans, I know there's your favorite place to start. I need this place to start that makes the most sense.
I would say Lutein has good videos. Lutein.
Yeah, there's like some channels that I've been recommended.
Those are the two ones that I've been recommended the most out of everyone. But
yeah,
the thing
Eisenhorn, is that what you just said?
In the super chat, Eisenhorn Omnibus.
Yeah, that's the one I've heard about too.
Yeah, there's so much in the lore, and plus so many stories. It's probably a good idea, especially if Warhammer coming out.
Yeah, there's a channel like Louietin09, and he has like a lore playlist, and you can go through it apparently.
Okay, that's good. I'll probably have to listen to some lore and stuff. All right, I can read a couple more, and then we got to go because I got to release this vid, and then I'll be doing super chat catch-ups and streams for the rest of the year. Great. No video. Well, I got to finish the video today, but then I'll be done. I could actually spend time with my family for Christmas, which would be awesome.
That's nice.
Sorry, I can't Mandy Summers for $10. What's up, Nina? An extra girl, looking beautiful as always. Not so bad yourselves, Gary and MauLer. Well, thanks. I tried. I'll take not bad at 53. I'll take not bad. I'll take that all day. Thank you, Mandy. How you doing? How's her book doing? Is it doing good?
It's doing good. She's still shadow banned on Indiegogo.
Shit.
Same with Literature Devil, who was also earlier in the chat, super chatted about that. He apparently also got shadow banned.
He did? So do we think it's conspiratorial? I mean, like, and I'm
starting to
guy, but or do you think it's like they don't have enough people now?
I don't know. I'm starting to think it's a little bit conspiratorial because it's too many people, and it's all the politically interesting leaning people. Like it just seems too coincidental that it is just them. So I don't know.
Where is the super chat? Hang on.
You want to find the Literature Devil one?
Yeah, find
it's for $5. It was.
I'll find it. I'll get it.
Darius Harvey for $19.99. Always start from the beginning. I always try to. Well, except. There you go. The Grizzly for $50 says you need to start with the rule book. They are the very intro to 40K. They have all the fluff for 40K. They give you all the basics. Start with the rule book, the 9th edition core, then branch out with each faction. I will always recommend that way, and I will listen to the Grizzly. Grizzly's been around here for a long time.
Okay, so the rule book.
Trying to push that crack on me for a long time. I have officially joined the growing number of indie comic creators being shadow banned. Looks like I got my bad guy card. You did, Literature Devil, for $5. That sucks. I think it's time. Well, that's my phone. I think it's maybe time to find an alternative space or your own. I know that's a bitch. MauLer, help me understand why I don't like a movie. I was never good at pinpointing what about the movie sucked, but after watching MauLer on EFAP, I better understand how stories should flow, says Johnny J for $9.99.
So,
you're
movie?
Performing a service. No, he's saying that you helped him figure out, like, what's
Oh,
wrong
man,
with movies. So
It's awesome to hear, I suppose.
you are
Yeah, I mean,
performing a service.
it's part of my job is to hopefully help people come along with what maybe they were detecting the whole time. Obviously, I make sometimes as many enemies as I do friends with breaking shit down. But it's like, hey, this is how it goes. But yeah, I'd be curious what movies they were exactly, because sometimes you can't put your finger on it, right? Like I've said before, I can't remember if you guys were similar to this, but coming out of TLJ, I was just like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah,
Was,
that was me.
I think Az said he was similar, at least for a little bit. A lot of people were just like, what the hell?
I was shell shocked in that movie.
I fucking was definitive about what I hated about TLJ. TFA, I'm like, I didn't like that, but everybody, like, I felt the same way about Avatar. That's why I was like, maybe I'm just starting to lose it. Maybe it's just times are changing. This is me getting old. I'm gonna be that guy. Like, my shit was cooler. You get off my lawn. Ready for it. But then other people disliked it, and I was like,
well, it's genuinely hard to find people who like TFA these days. They're all
It
gone.
is. But
Nobody's rewatching.
I feel like Avatar is like the same thing. It's a
Oh.
lot of visual gobbledygook over like pretty fucking like subpar shit storytelling. So, and characterization.
Wait, what is this about Gal Gadot? What?
I don't know if he said he's keeping her. I like what it says here. It said it.
It says James Gunn denies Gal Gadot has been booted after Wonder
James
Woman
Gunn
3.
shoots down claim Gal Gadot was booted from DC Universe after Wonder Woman 3 axing.
Hmm.
Well, yeah, because everyone's assuming she's out.
It's an inevitable.
Okay, yeah. If they keep, dude, if you keep anybody, it makes no sense to get rid of Henry.
Yeah, it's
End
true.
of story.
There's all these rumors that he doesn't like Henry Cavill. Maybe that's
that was
just
one
what it is.
guy
Maybe
who
it's
started
personal.
it, but I mean, like, they might be true. I don't fucking know. I could see him not liking Henry Cavill because maybe he's like traditional, the Lord. Maybe Henry Cavill's like fucking right wing behind the scenes. I don't know.
I think he is.
That would explain a
I
lot.
fucking hate him.
But
it would.
James Gunn gets along with Chris Pratt just fine.
That's true. That's also true.
Yeah, to the point where I think they all like would sink or swim together, right, as a team, making Guardians.
So it's not binary. I think it's as much as Hollywood wants it to be. I think it's they wanted to go younger with Superman. I'm sure they were fucking like had a very cordial conversation. I'm sure Henry was fucking pissed that he was used as a fucking pawn by Warner Brothers. I would never work with Warner Brothers again after that. Like, even though Zaslav's a different management, like that full fuck this shit. Go off and produce your own stuff. I mean, he's got a big enough name where he could just go do his own fucking thing forever and not have to be tied to studios. That'd be nice. Well, unless you're Amazon, of course. But Darius Harvey says, time to fight back. These artists need to get contact with Eric and start making their own websites like he did. Starve Indie and Kickstarter. Yes, Darius Harvey for $49.99. I wasn't the first one. Actually, Chris Gore gave me the idea to tell Eric, and maybe he had already thought of it. And he probably did. But like leasing out his website and leasing it out could be like, you could just do your crowdfunding on my website and I get a piece, and then Eric ain't gonna fucking shadow ban anybody. It's about just getting the infrastructure. I don't know if his website, maybe it's already ready to do it, or that's another thing for him to deal with, though. He would, that's what keeps me from doing a lot of stuff. Is it's just another thing I've got to deal with. I could make a ton of money from it, but like, I don't want to deal with making a commercial, sending it back and forth to a bunch of people to approve. That pissed me off. Fuck, that pissed me off. My poor wife worked so hard on getting this sponsor. Perry made a fucking awesome commercials, pretty tame, and they nixed it. They fucking nixed it. I'm like, fuck you. Don't ever waste my time like that again. So I guess I'm just not made for it. All right. I'm not going to break. I'll do like stuff in the streams, but I will not break a video for a fucking ad read. No way. Rather quit. Yeah. One thing to waste my time, waste my wife's time and Perry's time, that really pisses me off. they emailed back. I was like, I don't care what you say. I really don't. We done here. All right, I got to roll. I got to release the video. This the rest will be on a Square Up, which will be sprinkled out throughout the holidays. Some will be live, some will be pre-recorded. Look for them on Nerdrotic Live. They'll probably be in the middle of the night. So if you're like
me,
yeah, if you're like, you know, like
a night owl.
I might be live.
I'll be there.
I gotta finish this video. It's going pretty good. Really? So I've got one coming out in 30 minutes from the end time of this. 30 minutes from the end time of this. Got a video. Thanks, everyone. Oh, Witcher 3 is happening. It's happening. I don't know when yet, and I do have to like fire up my Steam. My Steam isn't even on this computer yet. So
I was about to say, you haven't downloaded it yet.
I need to bring my Steam in.
You have to download them.
What is this download?
It's on my computer that died, Meta PCs. Yeah, I've got this new gaming computer and I haven't put Steam on it yet, but I will. And it'll be embarrassing as fuck, but that's happening on Thursday.
I'm so
I
excited.
can't believe you have a
for
gaming computer.
I did. Yeah.
That's so funny.
I just needed a computer that worked. So
any good computer is kind of a gaming computer.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
Especially for like editing big videos. You need
graphics
a good
card. Yeah, you just need a really good video card.
The most basic bitch computer, and it works great. It works great. Freaking Dell, fucking Alienware. It's
Alienware is great. I have an Alienware laptop. I ran everything on for years. I freaking love that thing.
I have no problem with this. But I'm gonna hit up Meta PC for my second one because I need a dedicated streaming computer. But
makes sense.
Yeah, and it's not gay. It's not like doesn't have the rainbow
not
flag.
gay.
The rainbow flag all over it. It's just white with an alien. So yeah, my computer is straight.
It's got a white alien.
Just wanted to make sure you.
Why
guys
isn't it blue,
understand,
Gary? The blue alien.
My computer was super gay. It's got like the rainbow colors and neon just going.
The lights.
Mine's blue.
Yeah.
Mine's kind of gay.
I like my.
Guess what? My computer got monkeypox and it died. So.
I like my gay computer. I love the lights.
Yeah, I like the lights too. X-ray girl.
I like a gay one from Meta PC. I'll love it. Like, you know, it's.
I'll love my.
You hear that? Meta, make it as gay as possible.
Yes.
But yeah. Dude, I see all these computers and it's just a rainbow. It's like bisexual lighting. That's like.
I make videos on my straight PC and play games on my gay one.
I love my dead gay computer.
It's like Meta PC is like, I got news for you.
That's what it's all about, man. You got to play games on the gay one, all right? That's how it works.
All right. X-Ray Girl, anything you'd like to plug besides your husband?
Oh
my
wow.
God.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Why would you say that?
Hey.
So we got
a channel.
Okay, so yeah, I follow Mark the Cyborg on YouTube and locals. But we have a shirt. It's a fun shirt. Make Marvel male again. We got a couple colors: white, black, royal blue. I like this one the most personally. It's a pre-order shirt. My profits are going to go towards people affected by prostate cancer. So if you can, please do. I don't know when the shirts will ever come back, if it even comes back at all.
I don't know if they come back to the 31st. Trigger someone for testicles.
Yep. And then I have a YouTube channel, X-Ray Girl, Rumble, and Locals. I'm going to be building my Harry Potter castle after this probably. So
That's so fun.
Yeah, it is really fun. It was really fun.
I want more Legos. I finished mine and now I'm like addicted.
It's really addicting. It's just really expensive.
I know.
Oh, MauLer!
Oh,
God.
God.
No.
Did that hurt? I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I just got 2 new puzzles. I got the Fellowship of the Ring puzzle and then the Marvel Comics version of the all the characters puzzle. So there's lots in store. Thank you. Oh, and then can I plug your thing now, or do you want to do it?
Oh wow. Okay.
Well, no. There's only 3 days left. 3 and a bit.
Get your plushies. They're so soft.
Yeah, they make great
They'll
plushies.
do anything for you.
Yeah. So there's Gary. You can
There's
also get
me.
Hotdog Man as, and if you get both of them, you get 10% off. Who doesn't like a discount?
How many days we got left?
3 days, 21 hours, and 31 minutes.
Oh, it's good. So today's Tuesday, so I'll push it on my gaming stream. I can hear Az screaming, push the plushies, and I completely forgot. I'm so bad. You got to remind me, Extra Girl. I'm like so bad. And
Aw.
No worries.
I am
They look
so
good.
bad
It
at
looks so
remembering
good.
Things.
They're
feel-
so cute and soft.
I know. MauLer sits atop my Harry Potter castle and judges me.
Yes.
I was gonna sit him on my my tree, but he's too big for my tree. He'll
Yeah.
just topple the whole thing.
I have the
Wow.
first version of MauLer on my tree. It makes a good topper.
He's so cute.
I kept tag. See?
I don't know, I got this.
I don't want to take the tag off. I don't know. It looks kind of pretty.
Thanks, X-Ray Girl. Thanks for doing that with the
Thank you.
shirts. Make Marvel mail again.
That's
Nina, anything you'd like to plug?
Yeah, my channel, Nina Infinity. I'm almost at 20K, everybody. So
Wow.
help me get there soon. And I'm gonna be dropping some videos soon. And probably streaming with John Talks tomorrow night, 10 Eastern, hanging out for Christmas. And Friday before Friday Night Tights at 2 Eastern. We're gonna talk about good things, good people for Infinite Hope. So come and hang out if you guys are sick of the clown world stuff. But you want to watch cute animals. And sometimes I get loopy because I get fevers and talk to MauLer. He's
Hello.
not there, but I talk to him. It happens.
Perfectly normal.
Perfectly normal. Thanks, Nina. Thanks
Thank
being
you for having me on.
Don't forget to subscribe to Az from Heel versus Babyface, the co-host of the show, who's not here because he's spending time with his family,
Aw.
which is totally forgivable.
Aw.
So
For now.
for now, MauLer coming up, dude.
Funnily enough, the big events for EFAP pretty much happened with the Organized Chaos Synthetic Man like combo, but we've got the Christmas episode will premiere on Christmas Day while me, Fringy, and Rags are all doing family things. It's going to be pre-recorded, and it is indeed going to be a long boy breakdown, episode by episode, of Andor.
Ooh.
Our fans really, really, really wanted this. We were like, all right, fine, we'll watch it, we'll do it. And this one's going to be interesting because we've all watched it separately. I'm going to come in. We usually watch things like together because that's just seems more efficient that way. But
Gary, did you finish Andor?
No, not gonna. Don't care.
well, yeah, I mean, and we'll talk about whether or not worth watching. I mean, I don't. This isn't a spoiler at all to say in terms of what I think of it, but it's better than Kenobi. It's better than Book of Boba Fett. It's better than Mandalorian.
How dare you say that about Baby Yoda?
Somebody told me to put Q back on my mic. Why? I think Gina. No, I mean I will. I just got to figure out where. Like Q's around here somewhere.
You cute.
I had a Q. Yeah, I had a Q on my microphone forever, but until Gina got fired, and then I put Gina.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
He's here. Q's here. He's representing. I just like, how bad things are. It's like, oh, I can't find that figure, and it's within reach.
It's probably like right in front of you.
Thousands of people, and you haven't even seen like the rest of the room. Like this is 360 craziness. 360 craziness. I can show you a teeny bit.
There's Spidey. He's got a Spider-Man hat on.
I like the Christmas hat.
Yeah,
I want him.
and then I can show you a little bit of it.
Oh,
NACA.
oh my gosh.
Wait,
Wow.
it's
I
going.
can't imagine packing this stuff.
I know.
Woof.
Oh, it never happening again. This is not a green screen. This is the last, especially since My biggest video is recorded in a fucking hotel room in San Marcos.
That's so funny.
You'll never get over that, will you?
That was like, well, you got to be kidding. This is the one. But
Well, now you gotta like beat it. Now you gotta do another one and beat that.
oh, I don't know if I can do that. I'm
Maybe
no
this one,
good
maybe
for-
the one you're doing now, the top 5. All those should be top 10.
top 5. I think people will like top 5. It's
Yeah.
fun.
People
We
who
have
like
fun.
top 5. They'd love a top 10 though.
I know.
Yeah.
I love the listicles, but mine will be a little different. Little twist.
Well,
Little twist.
twist.
The next one is as close to as I'll get to ever, like, not kind of expose. I don't know, as close as I'm gonna get. I'm not ever gonna do that scooper shit, like ever. And like I have a timeline of events. I'll be honest with you. I went off I used to do shorthand because I was a parts guy. So you used to know how to write shorthand pretty well. Not so much anymore. So I was going off my shorthand from a month ago. And I tried to check with people. I tried to do like my due diligence things, which I fucking hate, by the way. I don't want to like, I'd just rather keep it my opinion and stuff, but they didn't get back to me. So we're going with it, baby. We're going to see what happens. Ask for forgiveness, not permission. That's kind of, there you go.
It's a good one.
Gary, for Warhammer, you want basic insight. Listen to Warrior Tier on YouTube. Okay. A nice radio drama style story to outline factions. Yeah, I'll do the crash course. I did that with The Witcher, right? I just read the books. That was easier. It was easier to read the book.
Yeah. Witcher's easier to get into.
It is. And I mean, like, the books are fun. I love the idea of the lore. The writing, he writes like he hasn't known a lot of women. I'll just say that.
Oh,
He was a
my.
nerd.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very idealized. It's
That's hilarious.
it is. And I'm like, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. That's just how he writes. I get it.
Aw.
I get it. The dude like made it big. Like, pride of Poland. That's awesome. I love it.
Definitely.
All right. Well, thanks everybody. It'll be on Az's channel the next 2 weeks, The Real BBC. We're back at its regular time, unless I can talk Az and starting earlier, because I'd love to. But like MauLer will probably be back on for our Christmas stream. So if we don't see you before then, though, have a very Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah, everybody out there celebrating Hanukkah.
Merry Christmas.
And be good to each other. Thank you to the Nerdrotics. Thank you to everyone who left a super chat and a donation. You help keep the lights on. There will be square ups sprinkled out till the end of the year. Once I get the big work done. So thank you all again. We appreciate you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.